no.
Elbow room.
Elbow.
Oh no. I don't know if I can do this, Terry. I'm a bit nervous.
It's getting
Uh,
crowded in here. It's
it's
getting
getting
crowded.
crowded in here,
It
Bandy.
is. It is.
There's not enough room to swing your dick around, you reckon?
No, nah. uh,
Sam Cam said, lock the door, Aaron may walk in. No, Aaron's here.
Aaron's already here.
Yeah, I've got to change his name because he doesn't need to have the whole.
The whole goddamn fucking
Yeah.
linear perspective called face 1111 G
Yeah, I'll just
11.
put face.
Okay, face is good. Yeah,
Face. Okay, face.
FACE, not FASE, because that guy's weird.
Is he?
What?
I don't know. Who's he?
Oh, hey, some dude shows up on Jose's called FASE.
Okay. Okay.
He's a weird.
Oh, most
Weird way to
people.
spell it too. That'd be
Yeah,
face. That'd
you
be
guys watch
face.
18, right? Yeah,
Pardon?
you guys watch 18.
I missed that. What you said? Sorry.
Did you guys ever watch A Team? You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We used,
Yeah.
watched that years ago. Yeah.
I got my name
Oh,
from my high school buddy. We're just making fun of each other, of course, when you're high school or whatever. And we're driving down the road, and we saw. I don't want to be rude, but we saw this weird-looking dude, and he goes, "Dude, look, that's your face. Like that's what you look like." Just making fun of me, right? In the car. He wasn't making fun of that guy. And so once he said that's your face, it stuck, right? Even though, dude, I'm super handsome, I got a fucking badass wife, everything's fine. But that's how the name came about. Was
oh.
me and my friend were driving down the
So he
road.
just plucked Aaron just out of thin air, just like that. That's so bizarre.
Yeah, my mom plucked Aaron out of thin air. I wasn't born on the side of the road with my high school buddy.
No, are you sure? Were you there?
I don't know.
Can
Do
you
you know?
remember it?
Nobody knows, actually. Yeah, I could just be a virtual computer talking to you right now. You don't know that.
Well, you virtually could.
Absolutely.
People
Ask
claim
me
to
a
remember
question.
that.
Hold on. Ask me a question. I'll tell you the answer.
Oh, ooh. That sounds inviting.
Say face. What is?
Oh. Now, face.
I'm here.
You're there. Terry's
I'm here.
just to the right of you and up a bit. And
Terry.
over there.
Terry, meaning a lump of rope that you wind up and you loop up rope. It's called a terry.
Is it? Terry toweling. Remember those hats that were made out of the Terry toweling?
Oh,
Terry?
like sloppy
Yeah.
hats you could wear. Yeah, people wore them down to the beach. A lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get them wet, they dry out and whatever. Summer, you play cricket in them.
Oh God, I had one of those ugly
Or,
things.
or in the park at the barbecue with your stubby shorts and thongs and
Oh yeah.
t-shirt on or singlet or whatever, with a can of VB in one hand.
And smoke in the other.
And
Ask face
the
a
woman
question.
sitting at the table with the kids and pregnant. Kids running around, causing mischief.
Oh, I had this bloody yellowish one, Terry toweling.
Usually always blue. How'd you
No,
get a yellow one?
I had this yellowish one. It was ugly, actually. Oh, here we go. I'm just Google. I can't share them for the audience.
Yeah, you can if you got a
These
picture.
these beautiful images.
Yeah. Are you on your feet? Are you at home?
No, yeah, I am, but I'm on my phone.
Oh.
I don't know how to share my beautiful fashion sense. But they were the best hat, man. You go swimming with them, everything.
Yeah.
They stay
Yeah, you
wet,
could
keep
throw
you
them
cool.
around. You could sit on them. You could
Yeah.
jump on them. You could do anything with them.
I think I
I
sold
have
a
a
car
question.
once when I was cleaning it out, Tez. And under the seat, what did I find? Terry Talley hat.
Yeah.
I have a question. I have a question, Terry.
Yeah, you have a question, Terry?
Yeah. The bloke, the gentleman that was just speaking, sounds way more English than you guys. Is there a across the land there? Is there a from Perth to
Yes, people in
Sydney? Is
Perth.
there a
Yes, people in Perth have a slightly different accent.
okay?
Melbourne people have a different accent. Queensland people have a different accent.
Sure. Yeah, I
I'm
can
just
get it.
I'm just south of Sydney, so our accent may be different again.
Yeah. What would you call the true accent, Terry?
I'd say similar to outback Queensland, like Pauline Hanson's type of accent, Joe Bjelke Peterson, that other
You
guy
reckon?
with the hat up that way, whatever his name is, I can't think. He's got.
John LeBon? Huh?
Oh, I can't think of his name. That politician up in Queensland, Bandy. Do you know the one I'm talking about? With wears the hat?
Fuck, we don't pay.
Oh, yes. I know the one you're talking about. Of the
He's
National Party. Yep, I know who you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. Yeah.
yeah. That type of accent. Is that what you'd say an Australian
Well,
more
there's a
Australian?
massive, even in Australia, because I've never been there. I've just met Australians, but I didn't know where they're from. Well, I knew where they're from, Adelaide,
Hmm.
Queensland, Perth, all the shit. But I never knew the accent difference. But now I can hear you guys talking. You guys are all from around the country, right? All
Yeah, well,
y'all?
Bansaw's Victoria, and I'm from near Sydney.
Oh,
We're
cool.
about 1,000 K apart,
Yeah,
thereabouts.
Yeah, I can hear the difference. Yeah, it's badass.
Hmm.
and Bogans have got a different accent too.
So, what you were saying before, though, Terry, with the outback Queensland accent, like being like the typical Aussie accent, I reckon that's how it's been presented, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
Advertised,
yes, it has.
sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it
You
has
think
been
that's
portrayed.
the strong accents that they give for ads on TV and
Yeah,
places
yeah,
like
most
that, and
definitely,
movies?
most definitely.
Yeah,
Yep.
they pick somebody with a stronger accent, and that's the one that
Yep.
everyone in the world they think of us speaking all the same way,
Mm.
which
And
we
that's
don't.
true. If you some of the earlier movies, Terry,
Mm.
you get an
Oh,
Aussie
like
in there,
going back to
or
what's his name? I'm thinking of the movies now.
any of them. But back in the day, whether it was someone playing an Aussie or an Aussie themselves, they'd have that Queenslandy outbackish slang to it, which made it stand out even more.
Surf's mentioning Crocodile Dundee now. Can't think of anyone in
That,
that
that's
had the.
where yeah, that's where we get it. The Americans, with well,
Yeah.
that's a knife, right? You know, the
Yeah.
crocodile Dundee, and
That's not
also
a knife.
the crocodile hunter. What was his name? What,
Ah,
sorry, yeah,
Eric,
but
someone, wasn't it?
yeah, that's where we
Right.
only get our propaganda of
Steve
your guys.
Irwin.
Yeah, that's the only place. So I want to ask you guys: is there a portion of the country where English accent is more prominent versus if you get towards like let's say
Yeah.
uh
Fremantle, South, and Adelaide are
yeah maybe the
more
where,
English.
is there an English part and then more of an Aussie part kind of where you guys all
I'd
just
say
fucking
away
said
from the major
uh,
cities. If you're born and bred in the major city
Mm.
itself, your accent is not as strong as if you were born out in the outer suburbs.
yeah
Hannah reckons I sound more English.
hey
Really?
hey
How many Poms do you know, Hannah?
I don't. I've been hanging around a lot of the Americans and British people, so I hope I don't pick up an accent there.
Steve
Oh,
Irwin was enough.
Graham
You
Kennedy.
get,
Peter
Who
said Graham
gets,
Kennedy.
who gets stabbed in the heart by a stingray? Come
It
on.
happens.
Well, apparently it does.
Yeah, I've got to learn. Yes, Carl, I've got to learn a little bit more of an Australian accent. I'll have to listen to some old movies. It's the same thing as the children. We have a thing here where the children grow up watching a lot of TV, and they'll either watch a lot of Simpsons or American shows.
Oh,
And if you listen to the children as they grow up through early childhood, through school, some of them are picking up American accents because of the TV shows they watch.
yes, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
Sure.
that is true.
That makes sense, and that's bullshit, right? Like,
Wow, it is actually. That they're
yeah.
sitting on their asses that long in front of the television to even pick up the accent. That is
Mm.
Yeah, they
bullshit.
can't even pick up the accent of their parents, right? Or their teacher. They
And they don't
just
see their parents. Their parents are always at work.
Yeah, they get up in the morning.
Uh,
The parents either drop them off or a carer or somebody drops them off at school. They come home in the afternoon. The carer looks after them until the parents get home. And by the time the parents get home, the kids are probably half tired watching TV, and that's about it. And then
no,
everyone's gone to bed. Then the weekends, I don't know what they do on the weekend.
who knows? It's changed, Terry, from when we've grown up.
Oh yeah, it
what did
has.
what did you guys used to do on the weekends?
Fucking
I'm
play
44.
footy, cricket, you bloody
Not in
well
front of the
ride the
computer
bike.
screen TV thing, that's for sure.
You're generally outside doing something, weren't
Yeah,
you,
out
Terry?
in the morning and then come in when the lights out, the
Yeah.
street lights are out, or come
Did
on.
did y'all ever fucking get with your buddies and go out into the sticks? I won't say the
Yeah,
forest
the
Oh,
and
bush.
in suburbia,
yeah,
we didn't have
and
don't
build
have the
yeah
sticks
build
that
like a
much.
tree house or build a fort house or shit like that. Just normal
Oh,
stuff.
suburban country people probably would do more stuff like that. Me being in suburbia more, we'd go to the local derelict industrial area where there was abandoned buildings and
Steel,
stuff like that, and
steel wood buildings.
we'd ride our bicycles around and build jumps and things like that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was badass.
That's what we'd do on a weekend.
Yeah.
All the kids in the neighbourhood would grab their bicycles and off we'd go over to the old brickyard over here and have build jumps and stuff and ride around, and yeah, we'd hang there all day every day.
Yeah, we called ours, and I was in the metropolitan area, but we called this place called the Sand Pits, where nobody had built yet, but all around it was, city. And we called it the Sand Pits. And we go down there and just ride our bikes around. Back then, it was huge. I go there now. It's the smallest little sand pit you've ever seen in your life. Not big at all. But I remember that, man. At least, we went back there. That's where, we just made friends, with boys, and we learned mechanics. I bought a little motor scooter, or my dad did, for me. And we learned how to, work on that and do all this shit. It's cool stuff. But these days,
C4's turning into an Australian. He's using Australian English. I grew up in the bush. Me mum didn't care about me
My mum didn't
instead of
care
my
about
mum.
me. My mum.
You've been hanging around us Aussies too much, C4. And I live right near the beach. Where we are, it's only about 4 or 5 kilometre, if that, width between the mountain range and the ocean. And a lot of the kids would probably go down the beach, surfing and stuff. But I got out of that. I wasn't really into the beach.
No? Damn. I had the best of
I
both worlds.
tried it. I get on a board. Didn't have a leg rope or anything on the board one time, and the wave, and I lost the board off the wave,
Yeah, of
and I
course
got
it
caught. I
did.
got caught in a rip, and I'm waving my arm around to the guys on the beach. Help! 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 So one of them had to swim out and grab me. Uh, so after that, I didn't really like going back into the beach. Or I didn't go past the breakers, that's for sure.
No.
I'm the same way, Terry. Yeah, I'm not. I love water if I'm on a boat. That's fine.
Right.
but I'm not jumping in.
Yeah, I'm not a very good swimmer. I could tread
Yeah.
water, but that was about it.
Yep. Same here.
I think I can float, sort of.
God. You
Depends how
naturally
much.
float anyway.
That was to do with buoyancy and density.
Just breathe in.
Yeah, it depends how much you talk to Riley. Then you can float.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You've got to find your own equilibrium.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's above your head's above water.
Well, I was more of a stick shape when I was younger. I didn't have much body fat, so
Okay.
I didn't have a lot of mass on me to
Yeah.
be very
Well,
buoyant.
hey, that's a good question. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. Somebody just said that your head is always above water, right? Somebody said your head's bobbing above water.
Well,
Right.
hopefully it is. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
hopefully it
wow.
is. Yeah.
Buoyancy density. Why is that? If I'm in water, where's gravity if my body is the exact same density of 76% water, my body, everything? How come I don't go legs up? Why is that?
Because the mass
Why
in your
does our
legs
head
is
always
less.
float in water? Dude, that's a great question.
Your
I'm
mass
glad
is in
you
the
asked.
trunk of your body, so you're going to be top heavy or top mass.
Well, my head is the most mass, right? It's got my brain in it. Fuck yeah. So it's got. So my
I can,
feet should be less mass, right?
yeah, yeah. But your trunk of your body is got more mass than your brain.
Ooh, this is interesting. A question:
Right.
what part of your body has more mass?
I think we might have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Well,
actually interesting. Is it your head? Is it your trunk? I reckon it's probably your thighs.
yes.
I
Right.
reckon. I reckon your two thighs with your big thigh bones in there. Right, all that muscle. There you go. Bang.
Oh, this is where
Booyah.
we need Bob the science guy for this thing.
Oh,
This would have been
don't get anti-science in here.
Yeah, but he's a doctor. He knows more about
Yeah,
anatomy than
but
what
he
we do.
knows. Yeah, but he knows nothing about the shape of the
Well, we
Earth.
don't have to ask him about that.
I know he gets a bit worked up about it.
He gets serious about it.
He does. Too serious. I don't know why people are just so hung up on the globe, Aaron.
I know. I know. Me neither.
They just can't let it go.
Why not have a discussion about it versus, no, listen to me. I'm Bob, the science guy.
I've got
You
a
have
video.
to know what I know. It gets old.
Yeah, I like
I
his.
respect the guy for what he does, but
Yeah,
man,
puts time and energy into it. I love his 3D water level. That's a great invention.
yeah. So your head bobbing above water.
Yes.
That's a good one, dude. That's don't let me tell Riley about this because now we're gonna get oh boy.
He should be. I
Oh
wish he
boy.
was listening, and then I could get him in,
Now,
and then he could
yeah,
argue with you about it.
because the one thing they can't figure out is the vector of down. Why does everything go down? Buoyancy density, why the down, that one.
Mm.
But dude, you guys just proved it right there. When you jump in water, your head always bobs up. It's a bobber, right? It's bobbing up. Why is that? Why doesn't your leg stick up, right? In water. Why doesn't that happen? Why does our head always bob up?
Well, you know what a bowling pin shape looks like.
A
How
bowling
it's more
pin.
narrow at the bottom. It sort of represents the body shape, where the little
Yeah.
top, then it
You
goes
throw the
wider. If
bowling
you have it upside
ball.
down, that is. Now, if you put one of them in water, that'd be the same principle. A bowling pin should float upside down.
Are you shaped like a bowling pin, Terry?
No.
Well, in reference to a bowling pin, you could make a similarity.
You could.
Not quite. We got little necks. We got decent
Yeah, but
sized heads.
if you just drew a straight line all the way traced around a person's body, from
Okay,
arms
yeah.
down to the side, with your feet together.
Man, what? Well, okay. Even if it's true that yes, okay, so we bob because the mass, the
Yeah,
most of
yeah.
our mass is below the water. Even if that was true, which it is true actually. Um, what a great creation, right?
Yeah, we're designed to float.
Yeah, thank God. That's where we breathe air, we hear, we see. Everything is above water. Oh my God,
Yeah,
thank God.
that comes in handy, that does.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, we're not forgetting the air in your lungs, Peter. That's what I said. Your mass and your buoyancy is in your trunk part of your body, so that's why we bob head up. I know, Peter. So,
Yeah, density comes in handy when you're shaped like a human.
oh look, no, Sean, we're not going. We're not going to go to that. Sean's trying to bait you to go to different topics.
What creation?
I'm not watching the chat. I'm just hanging out with Austin. You guys are badass. I don't need. That's fine.
What are you talking about to C4, Bandy?
Oh, he wanted me to provide some evidence of the flat Earth, and
Right.
I was
Okay.
just pointing out to him that he missed my evidence. It was epic. You remember my evidence that I gave like a couple of months ago? It floored everyone.
Do you find us, Huey? I didn't know anyone was going to turn up or not.
Good day, Terry. Yeah, I just saw the YouTube notification. So, what's been going on? What happened in Sean's hangout?
Oh,
Sean,
I only got the tail end of it as usual.
I don't know.
You were there most of the time, Aaron, weren't you?
Yeah, it was a train wreck. Yeah.
Oh, well, again, is Sean's show a train wreck again?
Did you touch on the title of what his stream was about?
Sean was just talking about Etherband the whole time, about how he knows it works, and everybody else was giving him shit about it, and yeah, so it was a
Ethan
good show.
is the word.
Sounds like your audio's fixed, Terry.
Yeah, I can talk. I can talk on this end to you guys, but if I play a video, you guys can't hear the video, which is annoying.
Oh, that's another problem. I was talking about the hum you had the other day.
So the humming's not there anymore. Yeah, well, I'm using a different the headset speaker, the headset microphone,
Yeah.
and I disconnected the headset one, and I have been using the desktop microphone for weeks and weeks now. But then all of a sudden, that started mucking up for its sound. And then also I had a problem in Google Chrome where it changed my avatar for my YouTube, and it also changed the link through to OBS to stream through your link through your OBS, and that I had to reset that. So I'm using the headset mic now, and that seems to have fixed the humming or the background thing that
Yeah,
it was
I pretty
getting.
much knew it was the microphone that was causing the hum.
Yeah,
There's really not much
and
else it can be.
now the problem is if I go into homework and I'll pinch out anything relevant. Yeah, this will do. If I play this, you should be able to hear it, but I don't think you can. So you don't hear that.
No.
That's what I can't figure out. What's happened with the sound to come through Chrome, back through into Voice Meter, through to Zoom.
Oh, you're
Chris Kelly
Answering
and
the wrong
David
person.
Cooley,
It's
Yeah.
coming through
John
OBS.
Bunker, Sky Wizardless, and my newest
We just
Coming through the
must have a
same
button.
section. It's coming through the
Stop.
same section as you guys talking, but I can't work out where the link has changed. That's got me beat. So that's something I don't know. I need a technical expert to figure it out. I do have Alan to help me, but he's off AFK at the moment.
No. Peter's saying you can hear it.
Yeah, on the outside YouTube you can,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you
we
guys
just can't.
can't hear it in here.
Oh.
That's the only problem I've got so far. And I've got no other way of playing. Hang on then. We'll try something different.
They shouldn't be that hard to bloody well use these programs.
No, they're not hard. They're not. It's not as if they're hard to use. As if you get a little hiccup with one of them. What happens? If I put that there, you should be able to hear that.
patron, TC Lucas. Thank you each.
Nothing.
No, you don't hear that.
No. Nothing at all.
Trying to figure out, is there any other thing on the computer that you can play for sound besides playing it through YouTube where here's something like a media player or a...
I don't know. That's a Peter or a Quasar
Okay then.
question. Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
Or
I
Alan.
know. I'm only thinking out.
Yeah,
loud.
no. If I had anything, I'd.
It sounds like some kind of a routing problem. Maybe Jose would know.
Yeah, well, I've got the capability in Zoom for Alan usually does it. He usually comes in and he'll take over the computer, like call it share control, and he can go through it that way, which is a lot easier than somebody trying to direct me through stuff.
Did you listen to Jose's show today?
No, I only got the tail end of it where they were talking about right at the very end. I always seem to miss it because of the time of day.
Yeah,
Now
it's about
daytime,
time
but
for me
I'm
as well. It's
usually
middle of the
doing
night
stuff.
for me, so I listen when I get up. I listen to the recording.
Oh, okay.
He used to do a late one, and I could join that. But the one that he does in his morning time, it's the middle of the night for me.
Okay,
I think it's about 11 o'clock p.m. here when he comes on, and that's too darn late.
Try it through VLC.
Thank you.
Freeze frame.
All right, we off.
Yeah, they
Thank you,
were
guys.
arguing about vaccines today. Maybe that's what you heard.
You sure that shirt's pink or
Vaccines.
purple?
Yeah, there was Grim
Oh, it's
I'm
pink.
not wearing a
Thompson.
shirt,
It's
Terry.
pink. Oh,
on the anti-vax side, and basically
Hey, you
just
guys
I
have
wasn't
a
talking
link
to
for
you.
on our
that.
own.
I wasn't talking
pretty
to you,
much.
Rich.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Here I am thinking everyone's thinking about.
Rich has put
Well,
a straight up
it's a very
Scotty Stormus today. Just show up
emotional
shirtless.
subject, that one.
Yep.
You just can't.
Hey,
Oh,
you guys
yeah,
have a
man.
link for
Base.
Point
Nah.
Truth
Yeah,
Gyro?
Can't
today?
hear anything, Terry.
Okay.
It was quiet
No,
as a church mouse.
That was VLC, was it, Terry?
Yeah, I'm in VLC now.
Yeah, it might be OBS. I reckon.
Yeah,
There's just
'cause
something in there that you got to route.
It's picking up my default audio device, which it should pick up sound. I shouldn't have to tell it to go to, even though it can go to that one. So for audio.
I'm more than happy to be Scotty Storm.
No,
Let's
I
get
haven't
into
got a
this
link
whole
for it.
spherical thing.
Yeah. I've got a couple.
So any sound that I play, you guys should be able to hear it, but
No.
people hear it outside. So that's VLC, which is that one. We'll try it through Obviously, if Media Player doesn't do it, Voice and VLC don't do it, try Windows Media Player.
Thank you.
Freeze frame.
No,
All right, we off.
nothing.
Thank you, guys.
But with with Media Player, it's running its system should be running through the computer anyway, so I shouldn't have to touch any settings for that. So if you weren't able to hear anything then, so it's obviously an issue somewhere else in the computer. And it can't be a hardware issue because otherwise you wouldn't hear me, outside wouldn't hear me, or you wouldn't be able to hear me. So that can't be a hardware issue. This is a software issue.
It's just a switch that's either on or off.
Yeah.
And should be the opposite.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Somewhere in the settings, somehow, I can get used to hear it through voice meter. I know it sounds a bit echoey out there, but I'll show you what I mean. Okay. I'll turn it down a bit to show you. I'll just replay that. If I do this, you hear that music?
Yep. Loud and clear.
Yeah, but it's not meant to go that way. So it's obviously a setting that's changed somewhere.
Massive thanks to my mate.
For you to hear that. The outside just hear echo, so I can't use that setting.
It doesn't actually sound that bad.
Yeah, but outside in the YouTube, they'll hear an echo, so I can't use that setting. That's the only
Hey,
problem.
Terry, it's Aaron.
Yes, Aaron?
I gotta go to bed. Yeah, it's 11:41 here. It's probably 2:41 in the afternoon where you're at.
East Coast 12:42 over there. Yeah, must be getting late.
I'm Central.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for letting me on, and good chats, good humor, good fun. I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna bow out to the meet.
We'll put you to sleep, Aaron.
Okay, thank you.
All right, buddy.
Righto, mate.
Good to meet you, man.
Later,
Catch you again next time.
All right, next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Know how to kick yourself out?
No.
Yes, he did. He figured it out. Usually has problems getting out. He figured it out that time. He's learning. Well, there you go, Bandy. That was Aaron.
That was Aaron.
You just didn't go down any rabbit holes to do with anything, so that was good.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, next time we get a bigger panel up and running and you're available, I'll get him on with you, and then you can join in with the generic conversation next time.
He was tired.
Yeah, he was tired. It might be better.
Excuse me.
C4's going to bed too. He says, I'm drunkish.
Drunkish. Man, work on that.
Well, it's getting late over there for them. I'm just catching the stragglers by the look of it. Oh well. Yes, so we'll have to work out this technical issue soon because I need it for my normal show to be able to play videos. Otherwise, we won't be able to do the normal show.
Doesn't it just...
I can show pictures.
I don't know why it just doesn't... Like when you close it down and reopen it again, the settings should be all the same, one would think.
Yes, they should be.
You shouldn't have to change anything.
Well, that's why I'm wondering what's happened in the computer where it's reset things because...
Something's changing something.
Oh, what is he doing back again? What happened? What happened, Aaron?
Well, I just jumped over to the YouTube and I thought there was someone wanted to is there someone that wants to talk to me?
Go to bed.
Is there someone that Terry? You're a little bit breaking up.
That's not me.
No, it's not
Maybe
me. Yeah, it's you.
Probably me.
Have we got two Aarons in here?
Yeah, that's another Aaron. I'll introduce you to Aaron in a sec.
Damn, the world's
Um,
changing.
So you going again, Aaron? So I can.
Well, I just jumped on your YouTube and then I heard and
I
saw in
think
the
you
chat
clicked the wrong
somebody
link.
wanted to talk to Aaron. All right, and I'm here. I'm not gonna run away. I'm okay.
You said you were going.
He's just
Yes,
hanging.
and I jumped in the YouTube and then I heard you guys just talking about, or not you, Terry, but
Oh,
one of
okay.
your panel members saying, "Oh yeah, I would like to talk to Aaron." Well, shit, I didn't know that. I thought we were talking about the mic, mic levels.
Well, we were.
we
We were. So we were talking
We're
about
talking
that.
about the technical issues.
Yeah, we could talk about anything, man. What do you want to talk about? Or do you want to go to sleep? You should go to sleep, I reckon.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Okay. So nobody in the chat called me out.
No.
No one calls you out. No, no.
There's another Aaron in here now, Aaron. So if we say your name, if we say Aaron, it's not you.
So say face, right? My name's
we'll say
Face.
face. Yeah, we'll say
Oh,
face if we want to clarify
right.
that's you.
So I'll talk to you
Okay.
next time,
All
Face.
right. Terry, sorry, I'm going back into the YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see you next time.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Next
Good night.
time.
Good night, guys. Bye.
Good night.
Catch you, buddy.
What's Davros saying? Talk about
Yeah.
0.22 of a gram. Talking about Davros? You said you wanted come on the after show, Davros. What are you doing in the side chat?
Oh.
Wish people would be a bit more call it with their question. What were we talking about? 0.22 of a gram stuff.
I don't know. So whatever. It sounds a bit dodgy.
Yeah, I know. Well, he tagged my name in the side chat to say it.
Yeah, I know. What are you getting?
Going,
0.2? That's an odd number for starters.
Anyway, how are you, Aaron? You're muted. No, you're not
good,
muted.
Man, thank you. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, we're good. This is just a casual after show, after thing, hangout.
After who's hangout?
Oh, it's after Sean's one. So if you watched any of Sean's one or not, to pick up on any topics or not.
No. I listened to Yose's kind of after show after he left, which was just ridiculous. Just this shit show with Brenda and Travis, I think probably. Oh no, sorry, not Travis.
Grimby, you mean? It was Grim.
Yeah, Grimby, yeah.
Nathan Thompson.
Nathan Thompson. Man, if that guy calls himself a Christian, he is the most unchristian person I have ever met in my entire life. I am not transphobic. I'm not homophobic. I'm certainly not up with all the, the 27 different genders that you can be. But when someone decides to call themselves Brenda and transition from a man to a woman and live their life as a woman, they certainly don't deserve to be ridiculed and called Brendan and absolutely abused. That is the most un-Christ-like thing that I could possibly imagine. And if I could call him up and talk to him and tell him, I'd do it. But it was absolutely disgusting that the way that they treated her. Her performance was pretty average, but I mean, seriously, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh,
that's what happens when there's no moderators.
Yeah, Brenda's big enough and ugly enough to look after herself, and she is on more than one occasion.
I agree.
Done
But
it
at
back.
the same time, Nathan Thompson is sending a message of God and Jesus, and you know, he's.
I don't know about
I'll be back in a sec, you guys.
that. Yeah, man. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Behave yourselves.
Okay. All right. I'll try. I don't know if he was preaches that too much, or anyone that says they follow a god or a deity.
What, you don't think it's inappropriate for QE to, on one hand, have this double slit experiment proving the existence of God, and then on the other hand, calling people effing this and effing that, and ridiculing them? You don't think there's some weird?
Well, proving the existence of God through a double slit experiment, is questionable, right? And I don't think one has anything to do with the other, really. Proving something,
Well,
something. So
if
that
you go
double.
to,
Sorry.
no. What I'm saying is, if you go to church and you profess to be a Christian
Yeah.
and a believer in God, you
Yeah.
can't turn around and call someone an effing this and an effing that.
Well, does anyone that is a Christian and goes to church, if that's what it takes to be a Christian in the first place, is there one person that is not guilty of transgressing as soon as they get out of that arena?
Yes, my sister and my brother-in-law.
They don't transgress at all.
No, not at all.
Well, that's
they
a
run
pretty,
a
that's a
they
pretty
run a
statement.
they run a church in Sydney.
Yeah.
They run a Assemblies of God church in Sydney.
Yeah.
And they are good people.
I'm not saying that they're not good people. That's not being a good person.
They don't get on the internet.
Doesn't mean you don't transgress. You can be a good person but transgress in your life.
Well, I'm not sure what your definition of transgressing is, but do they sin? No.
Well, no odd thoughts or anything like that.
Well, I don't know. I'm not in their heads.
There you
man,
go. So to say absolute 100% that they don't transgress, you can't actually really say that. And I don't think anyone on the face of the
earth
doesn't.
Drawing a long bow, man. You're drawing a long bow.
No way.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you are. If you're saying that it's the same as if they have a negative thought about someone, it's the same as saying, oh, we believe this because God said this in the Bible and the Bible says it's flat. 200 verses, the Bible says it's flat, all that kind of stuff. And then we turn around and call a transsexual Brendan instead of Brenda and ridicule her and make fun of her voice. You're drawing a pretty long bow if you think that those two things are similar. And that's quite offensive, actually.
Well, no. I didn't say that they were similar. Those acts are similar. I never said that at all. All right. That's the spin that you're putting on it. I just think they the whole arena, they're all as bad as one another.
Well,
I don't think.
I am not a Christian.
Yeah.
I'm not supporting my sister because I'm a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe there's a God. But what I do know is that they're good people, and the works that they do and the things that they do is for the community. So they're not these people that are trying to grow churches and bring people in and steal their tithing and all that kind of stuff. They're not like that. They're just trying to build a community. And I see a huge difference between that and what I experienced this morning from Nathan Thompson around, and what I see from QE as well. Now, if you hit yourself with a hammer on the finger, then the odd F word's going to fly off. Fair enough. But when you're ridiculing people and making fun of people, that's not what Christ taught. So your faith in that system is seriously retarded when it comes to whether you're going to follow those words by voice and action, or whether just by voice. And what I experienced this morning was really disgusting. And I agree, Brenda brings it on herself. I've heard her say 20 times that she enjoys it. She enjoys the challenge. She loves the challenge of coming up against the argument. So you know, she certainly puts herself in the position. But you know, if I wanted to have a fight with you and I kept telling you that, you know, your son was gay or whatever, to the point where you just kept, you know, when it just became absolutely stupid and annoying, then it just gets to a point where it's just kind of ridiculous, and it's just kind of sickening. I don't get it.
Well, I don't know. I think you're white knighting Brenda. I don't know. I think you're white knighting the wrong person. She's equally as bad as what Nathan is, I feel.
Well, you didn't listen to what I said.
I did.
I just said that. No, you didn't. I said that Brenda brings it on herself. But I don't think that Brenda deserves to be told that she's a man and has to stand up to piss.
No, and I don't think other people on the end of her tongue don't deserve what they get either.
Oh well, we'll just agree to disagree.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's coming from a Christian. Brenda is not. I think there's a huge difference. So maybe that comes to my background, being brought up in the church and knowing what.
I don't know if Brenda's a Christian or
she's not.
You are, or anyone that is, or anything. It doesn't really bother me one way or the other. I think following any sort of religion is just another cult-like behaviour that should be avoided at all costs.
Do you think that flat Earth versus round Earth is cult-like behaviour?
I think there is cultish behaviour in it, 100%, and gang mentality, 100%. There is that. It's an us and them mentality. It's what mankind thrives on. Us and them. Fear and division.
Something that you're willing to engage in.
Well, everyone's willing to engage in it at times. An us and them mentality. Everyone has an opinion, all right? And a lot of people will stand up for their opinion or voice their opinion too. All right? That's a good thing. Makes people individuals.
Well, no, not if there's a group of them. No, it doesn't make them individuals.
Well, it makes you an individual to be able to think for yourself. Now, whether or not then you have that group condition thrown into it. Ones that generally express themselves the loudest generally are the leaders of those groups, you find too.
So, sorry, what was your name?
Just call me Bandit.
Oh, you're Bantor. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I've listened to you ages ago. So you were you were a flat Earth guy, and then you.
I am.
Around, right?
Nah, I'm flat earther, all the way through and through.
No.
Yeah, there's too much evidence for the flat Earth and none for the.
No, you're bullshitting me, man. Because I listened to
you. No, I'm not bullshitting you. You can't bullshit about something like that.
You were 6 months ago. You changed your mind, man. I listened to
it.
Yeah,
no, it was crazy, man. No, you can't. It was a moment of weakness. I was under.
You're on drugs.
I was under some. Terry knows the story. I was on some drugs.
It brought him around, Aaron.
Yeah, I was going through a stage of my life. And then
seriously, are you flat
and-
earther or not?
and then I snapped 100. What do you mean? Heck, Aaron. Now seriously,
6
don't.
months ago.
This-
6 months ago, you were on Yosei, and he interviewed you
You're the
from
sky
turning
proves
over in a weekend.
the
You turned from flat
sky,
around, and now you're going back to flat.
because the sky proves flat Earth, Aaron.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. The sky proves flat Earth.
Look, you're really. I'm asking you, honestly, seriously,
You
are you a
seriously?
flat earther?
100%. You can't get any more flat than me.
What's your greatest? Well, you must have taken some
Oh
some
man,
serious acid
yeah,
that day
there
or
was
something,
some
man.
bloody the opiates I was on at the time. It was insane. It was
So
insane.
what's your greatest evidence for being flat earth, man? Come on.
Everything.
No, one.
Just you only want one. Happy day.
Yeah, I want one.
Happy day.
Greatest evidence.
I
Yep.
will give you one.
Read the internal chat, Aaron.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I'm on my phone.
Sorry.
what's it? Oh, that's harsh.
Right. Okay. Got it. I found it.
That's harsh. Oh.
Well, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change my opinion.
You don't have to, Terry. You've been like that since day one.
Yeah, I know.
Since day one. It's been your little thing.
Are you flat around, man? Seriously.
Oh man, it's as flat as a tack.
Yeah. Bandy says water always finds its level.
Always. It's as flat as a tack, water. Have you ever seen it, Aaron? You look at water, flat as a tack, mate. Level and flat. Perfect.
Man, so I thought you were an intelligent man.
Oh, come on, Aaron. Now we don't need to be getting we don't need to be getting all personal under the belt here. Come on.
Yeah. Nah.
No, we're not here for that, Aaron.
I thought you. I thought that you were serious. But if you're going to go water is flat, then there's no question. The Earth's just too big to show curves. So.
Oh my God, the Earth is too big to show curve.
Yeah.
You can't
at eye level, yeah.
At eye level.
Yeah.
At eye level, you can't show curve.
But when you're down on the ground looking at the ocean, no.
Okay then. You can't see curve at all.
No, because the waves get in the road.
And you can't measure it. That beautiful flat level water.
Well, you certainly measure it when you have things in the distance, but in Brisbane, I don't go measure it. No.
No, okay. So you don't measure it. So now you're just making an assumption that it's
no. I'm not making any assumption. There's been a heap of information, but okay. No. When you went from flat to round, what changed your mind?
Oh, what changed my mind?
Yeah.
It was the sky. If I'm being truthful, because someone can find it, someone could dig that up.
Yeah.
Because it's.
I heard it.
I
heard it live, man.
Exactly.
I was driving back from Warwick to Brisbane. I listened to you.
Happy days. Was this on Jose's? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing and I thought, what a great guy.
Aaron hasn't changed. I'm still fantastic. I guarantee you.
You do a lot of woodwork, right? That's why I thought your band's so bad.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
Happy
Me too, in my spare time. And now you've gone back to flat.
Well, you have to, man. You have to. Because once you see
you don't, man.
how Mother Nature works, like you ever seen a piece of timber? Right?
Yeah.
A nice raw piece of timber, right?
Yeah. Wet.
And then, right?
It's wet, right?
Cut it. Cut it, right? And put that down on the ground. It's flat on top, isn't it?
Are you talking about cutting it or dressing it? Because if you know about woodwork, you'd say dress it.
Well, no, we're not dressing it. But if you're going to dress it, you get that till later. We're just cutting it. We're just ripping it through.
Right, we're ripping it. Okay, yeah. Put it down on the ground, yeah.
Yeah, put it, and now, and you look at that, it's nice and flat and level.
Flat and level's not the same thing.
Oh, flat and level is pretty much identical.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Oh,
You're not gonna. I'm not gonna get you to hang a set of shelves for me, Bandy.
I
that's
know.
for sure.
You come and show me those set of shelves, those crooked, dodgy IKEA shelves. That are
I can't
flat
help
and
but
not level.
I can't help but think that you're taking the piss, mate.
No, Aaron, I never take the piss. People say that all the time, but it's
If
fine.
you're going, if your
I'm a
greatest,
very
if
smiley
your
person. I don't like
greatest
confrontation.
piece of evidence is that water is level,
Oh,
then
100%.
you are taking the piss.
No way, not taking the piss. Okay, water flat and level, we see too far. And look above your head, bang, sun, moon, stars, flat and level, 100%. There we go.
We are the only people, you and me,
Yeah,
and the other ones in the southern hemisphere. We get to see the Southern Cross, you dick.
yeah,
No one else gets to see it.
yeah.
Why?
We get to see the Southern Cross.
Why?
Guess what?
Why? Why do we get to see it?
Because we're in this, man, because we're closer to it.
Oh, so it's just perspective, eh?
Well, we're closer to it. Of course we can see. Can we see Polaris? No. Why? Because we're too far away from it. Come on,
No, because it's in the northern hemisphere,
Aaron,
mate.
come on,
It's
seriously.
in the northern hemisphere.
Because we're too far away from it. You can't see that far. You know this.
Jesus Christ.
You know this.
No, I'm going to give up, man. You are too far gone.
Oh, you're
What
giving up already, Aaron.
Oh,
Jeez.
man,
Bandy,
Terry,
you knocked
He's too far gone.
You knocked the pins over. He's gone.
Oh, he was easy.
He's easy.
Easy. I'm disappointed, Aaron.
Wait, just wait a second. I got to pick my daughter up.
Okay, round two coming up.
Ding ding. Push
Ding
or
ding.
pull.
Oh dear.
Oh, so Aaron's just new to your channel, Terry.
Aaron is, yeah, he's only been on a couple of times.
Yeah, because it's full of fucking crazy fuckers.
Oh, thanks, Aaron.
Here, Rosie.
You love it. Aaron, come on, you love it.
I don't believe you, man. I don't believe you.
Why?
don't believe you.
Why?
Because if your best argument,
now you call me
your
the
best
Norris
argument,
arrow. Come on.
your best argument is water.
Flat and level,
Oh,
seats its level.
Parker.
Let it rest. Happy days.
Is it broken or getting serviced?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
Just don't take him down the road of push pull Vandy, please.
No.
wait for that one another time.
That another time. It's too much boring.
Yeah, I think that'd really break his brain.
Yeah, C4, he sees like little lights in the sky. Just like moving in circles and stuff.
I'm waiting for C4 to come back on a hangout again. I haven't spoke to him for ages.
No.
Where is the Southern Cross?
The other one.
It's in the southern sky.
From where?
From Melbourne. You look south.
Right. It's south of Melbourne. Isn't it also south of South Africa and south of South America at the same time?
Yes, it is.
I presume so.
But that's a geographic anomaly, isn't it? It can't be in the same place.
How can it be geographical
Because the
anomaly?
south for those three locations are opposing directions. You're seeing the same thing from opposing directions.
Yeah, on whose map are they opposing?
Sorry?
Whose map?
Which map?
It's not on the map. This is a common observation. This is common knowledge. Anyone can see that.
Yeah, but Huey, he's getting you on the point about what map does Bandsaw attest to?
Yeah, you're saying they're all in opposing directions. Like what directions? Where are you getting these directions from?
Well, south of South America can't be the same as south of Australia, can it?
Can't it? Yeah, it could.
They're opposing directions.
Oh.
That's Aaron.
Why couldn't it be?
Because of the geometry of anything flat, you don't even need a map. Just the geometry alone.
No, yeah.
So
Well,
so they're all
depends where they are.
south. You're all facing the same south from those three continents, are you?
Well, you could be. Depends where they're
No,
lined up.
No, you can't.
Well, yes, you could. If I'm in Darwin and I'm in Melbourne, right, and I'm looking south,
Yeah, from that continent you are.
Yeah, and then if I was in Bali and look south, I'm still looking south.
Yeah, but Bali's north of Australia.
That's the same that's basically the similar longitudes, Bandy. Though.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, though. What South America could be above Australia.
You're saying south in those three continents, South America, South Africa, and Australia / New Zealand and Bali or whatever. It's the same south. It's the same direction, is it?
Well, they could all be in a big line, yeah. And when they're all looking south, they're all looking south.
Doesn't really work, does it? I mean, you're just going to look at flight. You're just going to look at flight times.
Well, I don't know. Does it not work if they're all in a line?
How have you determined they're in a line?
Well, I haven't. I'm just asking you. Like said, you said it was geographically impossible for them to all look south. Well,
no, geometric. I said.
Oh, geometrically. Yeah, but I'm saying geometrically, it's not impossible if they're all lined up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's a big if, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's still possible. You said it was impossible. I'm just saying it's possible.
Not on a round Earth, not on a flat Earth.
Not on a flat object.
What do you mean, not on a flat Earth?
Well, a circle, if you're looking at one direction at a certain point on a flat Earth, and you go around to the completely 180 on the other side, you're looking in a different direction.
But who's going 180 on the other side?
Well, compared to South Africa to South America.
But who said South Africa is on the opposite side of South America?
Map does.
What? Whose map?
The globe map.
The globe map.
So you don't have a map then, Bansor?
Oh, I've got a map for where I live, yeah.
The map of the world, I mean.
Well, I don't need a map of the world. I've seen maps of the world, many different maps of the world.
You're of the opinion you don't need a flat Earth model, right? We don't need a model. Is that your?
Well, I don't think technically speaking, you don't need a model of any sort as long as you know where you're going, and we've got maps for that.
And you've got a map that shows where those three continents are.
Well, generally, when you're on the continents, you only need the map of that continent. There's only a few people that need the map of more than one continent.
Well, airline pilots need to know where everything is, right?
Yeah, but how many airline pilots? there's 7.562 billion people in the world, and we're talking 3 pilots. That ratio is a little bit off.
3 pilots. How many commercial flights do you think there are per day?
Well, compared to 7.5 billion people, there's not very many
popularity.
Pilots.
That's evidence.
All right, so there's not very many pilots at all.
How many commercial flights do you think there are every day?
Well, how many? Okay, let's go with 172,340.
Yeah, you're close to 100,000 approximately.
Oh, that was a pretty good guess, wasn't it?
It was.
I'm impressed. That's impressive. Most people get it wrong. Yeah, there's about 100,000 every day.
There we go.
So you got that alone would be 200,000 pilots flying on that day. Because there's more than not every pilot flies every day. So you could easily double that to 400,000. I mean, that's a significant number of people, isn't it? 400,000.
400,000 people out of 7.5 billion. What's that percentage, you reckon?
It doesn't matter. It's a significant.
Yeah, no, I reckon that's like.
You're saying there's only 2. Well, earlier on, you said there's only a few of them. You said 3, I think. 3.
Yeah, well, in the bigger picture.
Were you saying how many flights a day or how many flights in a year?
No, per day.
Oh, per day, yeah.
Yeah, commercial
About-
flights.
yeah,
That's
about 100,000. Yeah.
100,000 commercial flights.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we've got 400,000 pilots.
In one day. I mean, not all pilots are
Yeah.
flying every day.
Now,
They get a lot of time off, actually.
yeah. And how many of these pilots have that model in their back pocket when they're flying that you want?
What do you mean that model?
Well, you keep on saying you want a model, so I know where I'm going, but who carries around a model?
They navigate via a great circle route. They have to know that to get a commercial license.
So it's not really, so it's not a model you're after. You're more after a map. That's what you're more after.
But it's based on a sphere, spherical geometry. You know what the Great Circle Route is, right?
But you can't have squares on spheres. It don't work very well.
Squares on spheres.
Well, that's how things are gridded out.
Well, they're not squares.
Well, yeah, that's how anything's gridded out on any map. They're done in squares.
No, because the
Yes. Have you ever seen a map? They're done in squares.
Yeah, flat map, Bandy.
On a flat map, on a spherical Earth, that those lines of longitude would diverge. As it goes towards the equator and then converge as it gets towards the South Pole.
Yeah.
So
But see, we don't have maps like that though. That we use.
Do.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
I don't go down to my local 7-Eleven and buy a map with bendy lines on it.
Yeah, if you buy a flat map, you won't see that because the Earth isn't flat; it's spherical. The flat map, the Mercator projection, the Mercator projection is distorted.
Well, then how can you have a map for a spherical object? That doesn't really work. It's a flat object.
What about Google Earth? That's a map, isn't it?
Well, no, that's like a movie.
We're just splitting hairs here. Right?
Oh well, that's what it's. We've got to find a common ground.
How you know where you're going, and I said pilots need to know where they're going. They need to know where those continents are, and they fly what's called a great circle route.
Aaron.
Yeah.
You're just background sound before you unmute.
Sorry, I was just going to say to Bansort, mate, you've come back as one of the worst flat earthers known to man.
Aaron, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When did I want to come back as the best flat earther known to man?
Well, you're just talking bullshit, mate. You've just said when do we buy a map to build something that's round? You do woodwork. You know 3D. What kind of comment is that?
3D. Yeah, what's 3D?
You make things in 3-dimensional, right? Whether you're carving it with a chainsaw.
Oh, is that what 3D stands for? 3-dimensional. Damn. I knew I was missing something.
So do you work from woodworking plans?
From plans?
Yeah.
Well, when you need a plan, you would be advised sometimes to follow it if you need it.
Yeah, so you buy
I freestyle a lot.
Yeah, but you know that you buy a 1-dimensional plan to build something that turns out to be 3-dimensional.
You buy a 1-dimensional plan to build something that is 3-dimensional. It's actually really a 2-dimensional plan if you really think about it hard.
Well, it's in 1 dimension. It's
it's actually 2 dimensions if you consider the thickness of the paper.
All right. Okay, let's say it's 2 dimensions.
But we're splitting hairs again here.
I know, because you're not serious, man.
I am deadly serious. It's as flat as a tack. Water, flat. Tack, we see too far. Done. Deal. We do see too far, and the water is flat as a tack. Always finds its level. You can't dispute that. Whether it's water or bourbon or...
What is this water finds its level?
Or mercury.
Of course water finds it. Are you talking about a saucepan on the stove in a ship? Of course water finds its level. It's a fluid.
Everything in a lake, in an ocean, it's all level. It doesn't bend and adhere to the outside of the objects, upside down.
It does, mate.
No, it doesn't. How? How? Don't say gravity. Please don't say gravity. Please, 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 please.
Say gravity, Aaron. Say gravity, Aaron.
Bandsaw Bandit. You obviously sound like a pretty cool guy. I'm assuming that
I
you're
don't sound like it.
about.
I am a pretty cool
I'm assuming
guy.
you're around my age. I'm 49.
Damn.
I'm assuming that at some stage,
Yes.
your children are going to Google. Your children are going to Google your name.
Oh, my kids already know about the flat Earth.
And they're going to see Dad.
Man, they're right into the flat Earth. They're into the Matrix as well.
Yeah, they look up to Bandy.
Exactly. And one of my sons actually looks down to me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And two of my sons.
This is my last ditched effort. If you guys are taking the piss,
who's
tell
taking
me
the
now.
piss?
If you're serious, just say you're serious. If you're not, then I'm out. Because if you're preaching to your kids that there's a flat Earth, then that's really, really messed up. You should at least wait
Aaron, oh my
until
God.
you should at least wait until they're 15, 16 years old and they have a choice to make for themselves. But if you are you serious? You've gone back to flat Earth and you reckon that your greatest
15
argument
or 16. So are you trying to tell me to getting the gaffer tape and pinning him down in the cot, just singing them flat Earth lullabies was going a bit too far?
All right. See you guys.
Righto.
Aaron, see ya.
Oh dear.
What?
Bandy, you should have played with your food a bit longer.
Oh, I'm sorry. What happened?
I hope Aaron comes back again.
Oh.
Why don't they get you, Bandy?
Sorry, Aaron. I don't think he likes the fact that I use gaffer tape on my kids.
Oh, look out, Davros is going to come in and chew you out now. Now, don't be too hard on him, Davros.
Bandy.
Oh, bully. Hey, how you going, man?
Yeah, doing all right, mate. You're a bully.
Oh,
Hey, a bit harsh, mate.
A little bit harsh?
Strapping down the children singing flat earth lullabies.
Yeah, that was a bit beyond and whatever.
That was a bit of a trigger, you think? Yeah?
God.
No, don't bring God into this. This isn't about God. This is about the shape of the earth, right? 0.22 gram.
You know why they make flat maps, Bandy? Because if they had a globe for like sailors, for example, it'd roll off the shelf.
But don't put it on the shelf. You put it on one of those globy stands.
Oh, you mean a cup?
Well, I suppose you could put it in a cup too, yeah.
Well, that's what they're called. That's what they're actually called.
And then you can play with it. What's that game with the ball and the cup and the string, and you go, you try and catch it.
It's called the ball and cup.
Okay, then there you go. The ball and cup.
Bandy, you know, sometimes the simplest answer is often the right one.
Exactly.
That's why the world's not flat.
That's my
point. Not a simple answer.
The whole flat level water, and no one just gets it.
Bandy.
Yes.
You know the argument, okay?
The argument
flat and level are not the same thing.
Oh, that's what I told him. He's not setting up a set of shelves in my house.
See, I know, but see, that's where you guys want to argue, because there is no argument. Water being
if I'm putting up zigzag shelves, I don't want them to be fucking level. Yeah, but I want them to be flat.
We know water's flat and level at rest. It seeks its lowest equilibrium.
At what scale?
No, it's not.
At what scale?
Any scale?
What scale?
That scale.
What scale? We're not talking music here.
The one you were using.
What scale?
I don't know. I thought we were talking about water.
Yeah.
Being flat and level.
Water's not flat and level.
It is. Totally.
Where? Apart from in a cup.
Look, in an ocean, in a lake, in a pool, in a river.
Ocean's not flat. Ocean's never flat.
All right, flat and level. Flat as
Ocean.
a tack.
Ocean is never flat.
Oh, have you been out to the ocean lately? Over there in South Australia, do they have ocean over in South Australia?
I've never seen a flat ocean.
Neither have I.
Everywhere. Every time you go to the beach,
That's
on a
not flat.
day,
It goes up and down.
as a tack.
It goes fucking up and down.
No.
Have you ever heard of swells out, Bandy? What a
Yes,
swell
and
is?
tides and waves and
Yeah, but
stuff.
do you know what a swell is? Do you know what an eddy is?
Right. I know all these different things, but you're still detracting from the fact that water is flat and level.
But it's not.
But flat and
But
level's
it
not the same
is.
thing, Bandy.
They are pretty much when it comes
No,
to
they're
It
not.
can't be. Okay, water cannot be both flat and level at the same time. It's impossible.
They can't be.
No,
Not really. It can't
they
be flat
can't
and
be
level.
both.
No. Who said this?
Okay, here's a question. Why do we have tides?
No, you said it can't be flat level at the same time.
Because
That's
the
got nothing to do
ocean
with
is
tide.
never level.
Oh, look, have you seen how level it is?
The ocean is never level.
Well,
It always goes up and down.
On the scale of the Earth, it's very much level and flat.
What scale?
You're just talking like in relation to yourself.
But what's your scale of flat Earth?
Massive.
How big is it?
It's massive. Has to
big?
be. Well,
big,
you know how big Australia is.
No, you tell me.
Well, I know. I was asking you, did you know how big it is?
But I'm using your logic here, Bandy.
So it's like
I don't know. You tell me.
So let's go like 3,500 by 3,500. That's a pretty good guesstimate, I reckon.
No, I can't accept that because, as I found out the other day, the Great Dividing Range is 3,500 kilometers long.
Who's long?
The Great Dividing Range
is 3.5.
Is 3,500 kilometers long.
Oh,
so then, Australia. No.
I don't know.
You need to give me points of reference here, Bandy.
Well, let's go from like Perth to, I don't know, maybe Melbourne.
Well, Perth to Sydney is over 3,600 kilometres, Bandy.
Oh, there we go. There's 3,500.
No.
Hey, happy day. So it's 3,500 wide. Yeah,
it's over 36.
Yeah, but it's close enough, though. It's
no,
close enough. You're going
100 kilometres is not close enough, Bandy.
Oh, yeah, of course. When you're talking about 3,500 kilometres, yeah, that's like hitting a bullseye.
Oh, where are you starting? Wollongong?
Well, I don't know. It was starting, I don't know, probably Redcliffe.
Sure.
Right? And we'll go over to Scarborough.
But I didn't know west went in a straight line on a flat Earth.
West in a straight line, it goes perfectly straight. Why wouldn't it go straight?
Because if you kept going west on a flat Earth, you'd be going south.
No, we're going west. Just go west, and you'll get there.
Do you have to turn?
You just follow the compass.
It depends.
You just follow the compass.
Are you on a road, or are you just like doing it blackfella style?
Even blackfella style, you'd still have to turn.
Well, maybe it depends what sort of run you got. If you planned it and lined it up pretty well, you might be able to walk in a pretty damn straight line, I reckon.
Going by the 60,000 different flat Earth models that there are, and we have one, to go west, you have to turn.
Well, that depends. On which model are you using?
Any of them.
What do you mean, any of them? You said that all wrong.
Well, they are.
Well, if they're all wrong,
they can't predict the sunset.
Well, if they're all wrong, what are you using them for? As a reference point, if they're all wrong.
Because it's the flat Earth reference.
No, you're using it as a flat Earth reference.
Well, you show me a model that works, and then I'll use that one.
But a model of what?
The flat Earth.
The flat Earth.
Yeah, or a picture, or a diagram, or
a diagram.
Yeah.
Or like a model-y sort of thing? And does it have like the moon and the sun and the
No, it doesn't have to have the moon and the sun. Just the continents.
Just the continents.
Yeah, just the continents and the
Okay.
oceans and the latitude lines.
And roughly where they. Oh, you know what lines on it?
Yeah, I don't agree with the latitude lines, though, Demonic. Because,
why can't I have them?
No, because they're not on your model either.
No, they're not on my full scale model.
No, exactly. So, so on that premise, they're a man-made invention anyway.
Okay.
Let's just keep an even playing field here.
Okay, hang on. There is one I must have though. Greenwich Mean Line.
Oh no, that's not even real either.
Well, it is.
That's
They've actually got it in. It's actually in London.
Yeah, it doesn't go through the whole world.
Yeah, but it's got to have that one line on it.
No. Doesn't exist. It's man-made.
Boom.
You could turn around and say, well, so is the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, but that's not straight.
So?
Actually, that makes me wonder, what shape would the Great Wall of China be if it was a flat Earth?
It could be straight.
Yeah.
Why would it be straight? You know what shape it would be on a flat Earth. You see it all the time. You have the perfect reference. Oh, Aaron, how you going, man? You're back.
Aaron, you come back for round 2, did you?
Cool. They brought him back up for you, Aaron. They thought you needed the backup, so they brought in the big guns for you.
Do you like my plaster bandy?
Like I'm back up to possibly imagine. I still think it's in the piss. However, Vansor, how far away do you think the moon is?
The moon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting question, isn't it?
How far away do you reckon it is?
Well, I don't know. Like,
oh, there's a good flat Earth answer.
Well, for me to say how
fucking
far away, no, come on.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh, Aaron.
Yeah, we don't need to be getting all personal.
I didn't know Bandy had his camera on, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It's a bit early.
How far away do you think it is, mate? How far away?
Well, it doesn't look that far away.
How far away?
Right, but I haven't measured it. All right, so how
far away do you
does it
reckon?
look? Right, well, I don't know.
All right, by eye.
Because it's very deceptive to be able to work out how far away or how close or how far away a light source is. Right?
I know how far it is.
It's very, very hard to work it out just by looking at it. Now, if that's all I've got...
All right, that's fair enough. Okay, next question. How far away do you think the Southern Cross is?
Well, it's exactly the same question. I'm looking at lights in the sky. How do I perceive any sort of depth or gauge any sort of depth of a light? You can't do that with your eye.
So do you think...
Very, very hard to tell.
Do you think the Southern Cross might be as big as the moon, but it's just a lot further away?
I don't know. It could be exactly the same distance away. Exactly the same.
And smaller.
Well, it could be exactly the same.
And smaller.
Well, with that,
smaller, yeah.
With that, you don't know if you're looking at a model of a car or the real car. It all depends on the perspective, the perspective of where you're standing and the angle in which you're looking at the car.
Well,
that's ridiculous. If I see a car, I can see a car.
I would disagree slightly with that, Peter, because at least with a car or something physical, right, you can see
it.
You can make something out. But
okay, now use that logic, Bandy.
I'll just finish my sentence. When we're talking the sun, the moon, or the stars, which only look like light sources, you can't gauge any sort of distance or any sort of depth with them.
Why can everyone in the world see the moon, but only the people in the southern hemisphere can see the Southern Cross and the pointers?
And the same with like the northern hemisphere and Polaris and stuff.
Exactly.
There's something that debunks that claim.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's called Vega Star.
Well, go on.
Vega Star is classified as the sometimes northern star. But during September, we can actually see it just above our horizon. Figure that one out.
Well, it would be to do with our trajectory and the way that we're circulating around
Yep.
the sun.
Exactly. Because Vega Star actually has what do they call it? Is it the equatorial?
I'm sorry, are you with
positioning?
me or against me?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm globe forever.
Yeah, we're globies.
Okay.
We're globies.
So what
Flat-
I'm trying to explain, what
No,
I'm
I'm
trying,
debunking Bandy's claim.
I'm just here to give Bandy a little bit of help every now and then.
Everything.
Peter.
Jumps in there. Yeah. He's my wingman.
I'm still looking up flat and level something for Bandy.
Oh, come on.
Well,
Can't
about
get
that,
around it.
Terry. About that, Terry. So here's a question for you.
I've lost me documents for that stuff.
Yeah, now Demonic keeps saying that whole assertion of flat and level aren't the same thing. But in saying that, flat and level can be the same thing.
they can, definitely,
That's
but they're not
right.
always.
So you can't just say flat and level aren't the same thing. Because, well, in fact, they can be.
They can, yes. But they're not synonymous.
No, I never said that.
No,
No.
neither did I. So let's get back to the Southern Cross and the moon.
Yeah.
So, Bandy, how far away is the moon and how far away is the Southern Cross?
Well, I keep on coming back to. You want me to just to be able to tell you just by looking at them, don't you?
Well, if you say it's not that far away, you need to have a number that can go against what we know.
No, well, I can tell if something is like 100 meters away, or maybe half a kilometer, maybe 2. But anything past that, I mean, it's only in guess world, and it's guess world with everything else before that too, really, unless I measure it. So unless I measure it, I don't know, and I haven't measured it, and I can't tell. You can't tell. I can't tell. No one can tell how far away the sun, the moon, the stars are just by looking at them. You can't do it. It's impossible. So the question really is,
Why is it impossible, Bandy?
well, you can't, because you're just looking at it.
What?
You haven't measured
can't
it.
use trigonometry.
No, you just by looking at it, you can't do anything.
But you could measure it using trigonometry.
There's probably
How accurate do you think that would be, Demonic?
Well, it depends on how far apart your observers are.
So okay, so let's go down that whole track of if we took a position, an angle of the dangle from the Earth, working off the globe model that's orbiting around the sun. So if we took the angle of the dangle of, say, the Southern Cross from one side of the rotation around the sun, and then we took another angle of the dangle from the other side of the rotation of the sun, that would give you your two angles so that you could work out a assumed distance. Now, I say assumed distance because how do you know there? And one of those things that is quite often brought up, things like gravity wells and black holes and all that. How do you know that it's not being affected by that, e.g.? So the star you're actually measuring isn't where you're actually measuring. It's a perceived location because of the bend of a gravity well or something similar to that.
But it's still far away.
Yeah, but you're seeing what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah, I understand that. And a lot of people take those.
Yeah. So the observations could actually be quite inaccurate because within the theory of gravity and everything like that, there is a possibility that our observations and our measurements could be somewhat drastically inaccurate due to the fact of effects that we're not necessarily taken into account for.
I was talking about doing parallax of the moon, but Yeah.
Well, Southern Cross was being spoken about, and the distance to Southern Cross. So I'm just, like I said, devil's advocate and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah. Or you could be a real prick and ask if Hubble's been pointed at the Southern Cross.
Southern Cross is in the same place every night for my 49 years. Surely we can measure that and assume that it's,
yeah, that's the magic word there. You still
Assume.
have to make an assumption that there's nothing else affecting your observation. Now, on the premise that we can't actually see gravity wells or any other gravitational anomalies along those lines with our vision, if there happens to be something that's obscuring your sight in between here and the Southern Cross, you couldn't actually make an accurate measurement.
mate, you're talking, we're five dumb cunts in Australia talking about measuring how far a star is away. There are people who spend their life doing this. This is what they do for a living. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 27 years. I know very little about astronomy. I know nothing about measuring planets. There are thousands, hundreds and thousands of people who have dedicated their life to measuring distances to the sun, to the moon, and all those. Why do we think for one friggin' fucking second that we have any say in whether what they do is right or wrong? It's ridiculous.
So Aaron, just before you get really upset and start losing it, for starters, I've actually measured the moon and the distance from the moon. So,
and what do you do for a living? Sorry.
Right now, I'm actually unemployed because I've had a work cover injury. So
what did you do for a living? What's your expertise in?
I've done many things, but
mate, come on.
everything that I've done's got nothing to do with this.
So why do you think that you have any say, any expertise?
So okay, for starters, demonic, being a hobbyist astronomer.
Yep.
Is anything that I just said before inaccurate?
Nope.
Right. Number two, Aaron, you just need to calm down just a wee bit because things that I've done in my life.
I don't know if I need to calm down. I think we need to fucking ramp this up a little bit.
No, I think you need to realise and understand that number one, we are live, so your language is somewhat offensive, so that needs to change according to the situation.
Swearing. I'll cut that right down right now.
Yeah. So, you asked about what position or what work I've done in my life. I've worked in construction. I've worked with the military. I've worked in the automotive industry. I happen to be a amateur radioist as well. And the last of the things that I mentioned there is actually how I measured the moon distance. All I'm getting at is a lot of people on here, they make these large assertions of distances and all of this. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. I don't have a problem with people reading information in books and using the evidence that they find in books. But when they get so wound up and so caught up in the whole situation where someone's got to be wrong, but when someone turns around and goes, well, there is a possibility that the information that they've got is not quite accurate because of these particular points, well, everyone gets very upset because that goes against what Globe, professors and all of that say. But the fact of the matter is not everything that you read in a book is accurate now in comparison to when it was written in the 1970s or something like that.
Yeah, but science is tentative, these things can change. No one's saying
that's correct. Yeah.
But no one's saying it's for certain. But what we are saying is that this is the best information. This is the consensus of the experts. It's based on evidence and measurement, etc.
And back in the
if somebody comes along and says, "Oh, well, these distances are wrong because there's a an anomaly there. There's some kind of gravitational vortex, or it was you said. And the time to take that seriously is when somebody's demonstrated it. Yeah, you can make shit up all day, but it doesn't mean anything.
And back in the 1940s and 1930s, there was this wonderful element that was discovered that had really good thermal properties that was absolutely safe and you could eat it. And now they're going around removing asbestos out of many old buildings because of how poisonous it or
Our
how
knowledge is tentative, right? It's
exactly
tentative.
exactly. So there's always going to be new developments, and it's always going to build on from what's been learnt in
When
the
those
past.
things come along and they withstand the rigorous testing these ideas have to go, that's the time to take it seriously.
Mate, I've been an intensive care nurse for 27 years or 25 years. So you can't come to me and tell me anything about intensive care nursing that is your opinion. I will have more information, more knowledge, more experience than you regarding that.
And did I do that?
You can sprout off as much stuff as you want about how bad medicines are and how bad vaccines are or whatever. But you will never beat me because I've got that experience. And I'm talking about the people that are measuring the same amount of people. Like, I don't understand how you can just go, oh, well, this guy, this professor of this said that, or this professor of this said that, and it's all bullshit. These guys give up their lives. They don't earn any money until they're 35 years old after they've done their PhD. They've spent years and years and years studying, and then we have these backyard bullshit scientists, bullshit flat earthers, bullshit spectrometrists saying, "Oh, no, this is what they missed out." It's ridiculous. You can't argue against experience. These guys aren't paid by NASA to tell lies. It's ridiculous.
I think, Aaron, that you're completely missing where I'm going here.
No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not.
I'm
You're
positive.
saying that you have more experience and
I
you
never
know
said
more
that.
stuff.
Did I say that once?
You
You're
said
now
you have
making an
more.
assertion.
I think
Oh,
Peter
yeah,
is
let's
saying
go
they
down
could be wrong about
Nathan,
things, and I agree with him. Yeah, they could be wrong. Yeah, I agree with you if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying there is no finite right or wrong answer. Science is the whole practice of learning upon learning upon learning, and getting more and more accurate with
making progress. I agree with you, Peter. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying.
And a flat earth is going to help that out.
Did I say that?
With a P900.
If that's
Hang
what
on,
you're saying,
hang
then
on.
I agree with you.
Don't throw us into the same ring as the people that you have hatred towards.
Yeah, we're not flat earthers here in that sense.
No, none of us are, mate. We're just trying to give you experience on what flat earthers give the bullshit to us. So just settle down and listen.
It's when people
Take
say
your
it
advice
is wrong,
and
and I
listen.
know why, and then they make shit up, things like atmospheric lensing and all that.
Exactly.
Ether band and all this crap,
Ether band, you name it. There's a whole slew of things that people make up. And they're saying it is wrong, it's the real reason, but they've got no evidence for it. They're just making
Can't see
shit up.
through the ether band. It's crazy.
Are you saying, Aaron, that because we're not experts in any field that can debunk flat Earth, that we have no right in trying to debunk it or trying to talk about it?
There's nothing wrong with
No.
what you know
My
about.
apologies if I've got you wrong. I thought that you were defending flat earth.
No.
I don't defend flat Earth.
No.
I'm a true believer of accuracy rather than inaccurate fallacies. So I won't stand by and actually watch people make assertions and or claims that, number one, they can't prove themselves, and or realistically it's just a inaccurate claim in general.
Yeah, Pete's good like that, I must say.
Yeah, we don't go down the road of trying to debunk flat Earth on the religious context, as in belief. We just like to stick to just the actual reality of how we live. And
Well, that's what they try. That's what
we
they
deal
try.
with the assertions.
Aaron, they try to debunk
Well,
it.
my apologies, guys.
They can't debunk it.
Oh, shut up.
I got
Well, it's
I
not
got
my
an-
fault, Terry. Come on.
Always your
You
fault,
try-
Bandy.
You try very hard to debunk it, and you can't debunk it.
Bandy, don't be a troll.
Just could I please have 1 minute? My apologies, guys. I got in a car accident today. Not my fault. And I'm a little stressed, and I was very shocked by Bandy's flip-flopping. And I'm trying to
Bandy
work
does it
out
all
whether
the time, Aaron.
Yeah, wait a minute,
You'll
Aaron.
get that.
I'm actually
Yeah,
trying to
don't
work
Frisk,
out
give
whether
him-
you
give
guys
him
are
a minute.
serious or not. And please accept my apologies. I don't mean to come over harsh. I'm just stressed because I now have one door absolutely ripped off my car when I tried to reverse out of the gate with the car open and the car. Anyway, but Bandy's flip-flopping has thrown me, and I thought you guys were taking a piss. And then I started to work out what the hell was going on. And so, look, I'm a decent guy. I am I'm reasonably intelligent, and I was trying to follow the conversation, but I obviously missed something somewhere. So please, my apologies.
That's
I'm
cool,
not a
mate.
dick.
No.
So,
Wait a minute,
This-
John. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, Aaron, because if you haven't followed my channel long enough yet to notice the flow of the conversations that we've had, yes, if you come into this conversation like we're having now, which you probably haven't noticed before, for the flow of how it goes, seriousness is not at the level of what we're at. We are serious in some of the statements we do make in if it's a proven fact, but other than that, we'll just have a bit of a chit chat with each other. Bandy, we never take him seriously anyway, so you might be just a bit misled by what was going on before with your conversation, but if you just let things go and flow, I'm sorry that you had a bit of a car accident because I hate seeing cars get hurt. So next time you come on, you won't have that in the back of your mind as well. So you're always welcome to come on in regards to all that. Anyway, and you got background sound.
It's his fish tank again.
That's his fish tank.
Fish tank. Mighty big fish. By the
Yeah,
sounds.
if you're not talking, Aaron, I'll mute
sorry,
you.
I thought I muted it. Yeah, I've got like 25 fish tanks. So sorry, I'm out.
Okay.
What you can do, Aaron, is you can leave the mic on mute, and when you want to speak, just press the space bar down. And you
Oh, he
don't
might be
forget
on
to
his
mute.
phone. He might be on his phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't ask me how to use a phone.
Nor me.
But yeah, just a little bit of information. The Southern Cross is actually the worst thing to use to get distances from.
I'll be back in a sec.
All right, boss.
It's got 5 stars in that constellation, and they're all at different distances.
That's right.
You got one at like 80 odd light years away, and one at 364. That's a big difference in light years. It's a long way.
How long's the light year?
How long do you want it to be?
That's about half the length times by 2, Bandy.
Right. How long is it?
So it's
Like
the
if I had a tape measure, how long would that tape measure have to be?
So do you know the speed of light, Bandy?
That's not the question.
No, because it's a step-by-step process.
Well, which speed are we talking about?
It's only got one.
Well, no. Wow, depends, doesn't it? Now, what medium are we travelling through?
Yeah, it depends on the medium. He's right.
Yeah, of course I am. I'm always right, Huey. Thank you.
So what medium is space then, Bandy?
I don't know. I haven't been there. What is it? Is it water?
Well, no.
Oh, how do you know? Have you been there?
People have been there, and it is
Where?
not water.
Who's been there?
Over 400 people.
Well, where have they been? What, like 70 kilometres high? That's not really space. When you're talking trillions and zillions of light years, we're talking like you can jump higher than that. Almost.
Pioneer 1, Pioneer 2, Voyager 1, Voyager 2,
Where are
New
they?
Horizons.
They're not even anywhere.
Okay, so Bandy. So the speed
Yeah,
of light in a vacuum
Yep.
has been roughly calculated to
It's pretty fast.
299,792,458 meters per second.
How many? Can you say that in
Approximately
290,000?
300,000 kilometers a second.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty quick, isn't it?
So that's pretty quick. So
How'd they measure that? 300,000 kilometers an hour. How did you measure that?
So
you can do it yourself with an oscilloscope. It's not that difficult,
isn't it?
So they actually use they can use radio waves to do it because they travel at pretty much the same speed. Now, what they do to get a light year is work out how far that would travel in a period designated as a year.
Gravity. Not flat.
So then you times that 300,000 kilometers a second by a year, and that would give you a light year of distance.
That's a big tape measure.
Well, I think it's more than one, and you're going to have to get a pretty clever bloke to hold the ones in the middle where they join.
How many kilometers are we talking here?
You need a big ladder for that.
It'll be a very big number.
So 1 light year is how many kilometers? Roughly.
Bandy?
Yeah.
Bandy, do you know how to use a calculator?
Well, I do, but I can hear Pete in the background on his calculator.
Reliant on Peter again. Oh, okay. The wingman.
Exactly. He's my go-to calculator guy.
So 1 light year.
Yeah. How many millions?
It's 9.4607 exponent to the positive 12 kilometers.
So that's that's over 9 trillion.
Yeah, well, that's why I said it that way, so I didn't have to say
No, you should have just said 9 trillion because that's 12, isn't it? A trillion. Yeah.
Well, so it's 9.4
trillion.
Something or others.
Miles or kilometers?
Kilometers.
Fuck, that's a long way. Jeez.
They've actually captured the light.
Yeah, and the nearest star, excluding the one that makes our day and night, is 4.22 light years away.
Yeah. The sun is like.
So the sun's
1 point something light years.
Is that to Proxima Centauri or Alpha Centauri?
It's to the center. Hang on, let me click on that button there.
How do you know how long it takes the light to get to?
So what they do is they get the cellular phone
from our Earth,
and they call up the sun and said, just flick your light for a second.
Flick it on and off so we can time it.
Yeah, and then they time it.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm wondering.
But well, actually,
very practical.
It's actually something very similar to that, but different. But they don't make the phone call.
Yeah. Bandy?
Well, they've got to call someone.
Do you know that a light year is 0.307 parsecs?
A parsec. It sounds something like from Star Trek.
Oh,
Star Wars, actually.
I was going to say it sounds like something that I'd put in a
So you
soup.
can't even get your Star Wars and Star Trek right,
Oh,
Bandy.
damn. Well, see, I was more of a what was that guy that used to walk through the hoop into used to walk through that circly thing.
Oh, Stargate.
That's the one.
Stargate.
Yeah, Debby.
That hoop thing. You mean?
Yeah, that hoopy thing.
They actually used parsec measurements.
Yeah.
There you go. Bandy, in the internal chat, I've actually put down what it works out to in kilometres for you.
Okay.
That's a 9
Oh, see that's
with lots of positions behind it.
that's a lot of yeah. So you don't want to say that when you're drunk. do
No,
you?
I reckon
To be
you
honest
could
with you.
you could turn around and say that's a shitload of fuel for the car to drive that far.
Yeah, so that's like 9.5 trillion kilometers. Trillion. That's like America's debt. No, they're about 22 trillion, aren't they? America's debt.
And we have tested the speed of light, Bandy, in an experiment.
Well, is that one in the bottle,
Yeah.
Terry?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, through the Coke bottle.
Yeah, I think they used the Coke bottle to contain the light so they could actually film it.
All right, I'm going to have to drop, guys. So it's been fun.
All right,
Okay,
Pete.
Peter.
Next one, brother.
Later.
We might be still here later.
Probably.
It depends. They took photos of light, Carl. Did they have to take it? Did they have to turn the lights off to take a picture of the light?
Now they've actually taken the speed of light through a camera that takes millions and millions of frames per second.
Oh, I saw that, John. It's pretty crazy looking, isn't it?
Pretty clever.
Even have videos. Oh, that's some slow motion Marvel. That stuff right there. Imagine what David Attenborough can do with that sort of technology, with his slow motion.
Why would he need it? When he can just take his original footage and slow it down.
But if you got super duper slow mo, all right,
like 10 trillion frames
you
per
can't,
second.
you can't turn down normal photography.
Yeah, they use special cameras to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine what David Attenborough could have done with it.
But there would be no need to go that fast to get slow motion for an animal.
Really? Have you ever seen a hummingbird fly? Man, they fly at like the speed of light. Their little wings, they're crazy.
And the reason?
The reason is reasons.
What was the number in frames per second? Is that trillions?
Yep, 10 trillion frames per second.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it?
That's 10
That's
trillion.
in picoseconds.
10 trillion frames per second.
Is that what it's called, a picosecond?
That's how long it takes to go over. That's approximately, I'd say, 10 millimeters.
Yeah, it's 1 millimeter.
1 millimeter.
No. That's the guide. That distance at the bottom, that white line, is
It's
1
the
millimeter.
scale. Yeah, it's the scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
My apologies. Yeah.
So at total distance.
So even to travel from that little 1 millimeter.
It's about 6. No, it was about 6 picoseconds.
So what did they do there? Did they turn the light on and off?
No, that's measuring a photon, basically. Single point of light. What's it say in the description there, Terry? Should have some info. Nope.
No.
Bastards.
Just a 10 trillion frames per second.
That's not
Is
helping.
it traveling through air or through a vacuum?
Where was that done, that experiment?
You'd have to ask Gavin Dan.
You'd have to do the slow-mo guys.
Okay.
The slow-mo guys for that one.
Yeah.
I'll put the link in the side chat for people who want
to. Yep.
Oh, we better tell Bandy how long a picosecond is.
It's pretty quick. It's something in the trillions, I'm reckoning.
Okay, a picosecond is 1 times 10 to the negative 12 of a second.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's, yeah.
Very small.
Yeah, it's a trillionth. It's a trillionth of a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so every 1 picosecond is 1 trillionth of a second.
A trillionth. Yeah. Just say trillionth. Don't do all this negative. Positive.
No, but that's the equation to get a picosecond from a second is 1 times 10 to the negative 12. Remember small steps, Bandy?
Yeah, but I don't need the equation. I just know it's a trillionth of a second, which is pretty damn quick. But we knew that anyway about light. That
Is it quick or is it small?
Who, light? Is light quick or small? Wow. This is a question, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Now, are we considering light or light as light?
That's a circular argument.
No, how can that be circular?
Is it light or is it light as light?
Exactly.
That's circular reasoning.
No, that's not circular. How can that be circular?
Because it was. Because you went back on your question.
Okay, so what are the angles of those internal angles? Well, I don't know. What is
one and one?
What is light? Like, you reckon light is just made up of heaps of little protons, photons?
No, photons.
Yeah, same thing. Starts with P.
Oh,
So it's pretty close. This is the close enough show, Dem. Not the
No, we don't. We don't work in close enough.
Oh, that's all we do is work in.
No, we work in near enoughs.
Near enoughs, not close enoughs.
Like a rainbow, you see the different aspects of the light spectrum. You got they're made up of different bands of waves, and light is made up of waves. It gives that rainbow effect. So you've got the red, pinks, yellows, the whole spectrum. X-ray, radar, you name gamma ray, ultraviolet. They're all they're part of those spectrum rays. And once you break those rays down, you have the white light, the ray are combined. Then you break the light up, then you have the band of rays.
Yeah, the electromagnetic spectrum.
3 or 4 years ago now, John. Have to be, I think. And my girls. And we saw a double rainbow. First time I've ever seen one, actually.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few.
Yeah, it was cool. And it was a crisp, crystal clear, like double. Yeah, sometimes rainbows can be a little bit wishy-washy.
Yeah.
You sort of like see them, but these two were like two crisp. It was amazing, actually.
Well, it's not part of the dome. It's part of the water in the air making a prism, breaking that light up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And when when that light also too is bouncing off that prism of the dome above us, helps as well.
Good on you, Bandy. It's like dark matter. There's a theory of the dark matter, and there was a theory back in the 18th century, like radio waves. Had to develop the instruments to detect it. Now we're getting to the point where we can pick up dark matter, and we'll have the instruments to do it. But at the meantime, there's the theory for it. but once we had the technology and the instruments to pick it up.
Well, pick up what exactly? What exactly are we trying to pick up in nothing? What is the purpose of this, of detecting nothing? Because it's nothing.
Well, it's like I said before, like no one knew about radio waves or signals or light sources, what it's made up of. But once people start to develop the instruments to detect like television signals and all that sort of stuff and transmit it, science has developed it. We are getting to the point, as I was saying, picking up dark matter. It's only a time of developing those instruments to pick it up. There's a theory for it.
Yeah, that's right, John.
But it's nothing. Well, the theory of dark matter is just nothing. It's just nothing.
There's a theory for radio waves.
Yeah, but radio waves was something.
Yeah, then we had the instruments to detect it, then use that instruments to utilize.
Yeah, but the radio waves were something, right? So radio waves is just it's a frequency. So you got electricity and whatnot creating a frequency that can be transmitted.
Yeah.
All right. But it's always something, right? We knew what it was when we were trying to invent it and all that sort of stuff. Or how to make our own radio waves, frequency waves, and transmit them. But that has something. It does something. What dark matter is nothing. It does nothing.
You can't say that, Pandy, unless you've got proof that it is nothing.
But by definition, it's nothing.
No, it's not, because it causes gravitational effects.
Well, so you're now saying
it can't be nothing if it causes
dark
an
matter,
effect.
So now dark matter is the cause of gravity.
No, it causes gravitational effects.
Effects. Okay, so what's the effect of gravity? The effect of gravity is
such as bending of light.
Just because they don't know what it is doesn't mean it's nothing.
No, but
they don't know what it is.
But gravity is mass attracting mass.
I didn't say it was gravity. I said it causes gravitational effects.
That's right, gravitational effects. And what are gravitational effects?
So then it must have some form of mass to be able to affect gravity.
Well, no. How? What is the cause?
But you just
of that?
said it.
What is the cause of that pulling force?
Bandy,
what's the cause of it?
You just said it.
No, it can't be.
Mass attracting mass.
No, yeah, but mass doesn't attract mass.
Dark matter can't be seen because it's dark, but it has gravitational effects.
Well, turn
you
a light on.
Understand the sentence.
Turn a light on, and then you can see it.
So the problem is with the dark matter theory. It is a theory, but can be explained in mathematical terms. The same with when Einstein had the theory of gravity. He had the explanation and the mathematical terms for it. And the same thing with dark matter. There is a mathematical term on dark matter, but it has to be discovered and with radar to have the instruments to actually detect it. But we don't have the detection, only the theory. You can't sort of say it's true or not. It's not true or not at the moment. So it's a theory.
100%. It's like gravity is a theory. You can't prove that either.
No,
that's just a theory.
Gravity has been proven as mathematically demonstrated.
Mathematically, yeah, but it still can't be. It still can't be proven though.
Gravity's a law,
right?
not a theory.
A law isn't the cause of anything.
Okay. Back in the 1600s, Newton derived his law of gravitational attraction. Okay, it's not a theory.
It has to be a theory.
Why?
Gravity is
Why?
a theory.
But it's not. It's a law of gravitational attraction.
What's the cause of this attraction?
I think we're playing fast and loose with this word theory. In a scientific context, a theory isn't the same thing as in the colloquial use of the word.
But this is Huey. This is something that they've been getting wrong. They keep calling gravity a theory when the law of gravitational attraction.
It's both. It's a law and a theory.
Yeah,
law of theory. It's the same.
Theory
right?
in science is something that's been rigorously tested and that makes predictions.
Yeah. But what's the cause of it? What's the cause of it? Something needs a cause.
Saying, well, I have a theory that it's going to rain tomorrow. That's just a guess, right? In science, a theory is not a guess.
You've made
a collection of facts.
Made some observations. All right, and recorded some numbers. All right, and that hasn't proved the cause of anything. What is the cause of those observations and numbers that you then now call gravity?
The warping of space and time.
The warping of space. So the warping of space and time.
Yep.
That is the cause of gravity.
Yep.
So warping of space and time makes.
No, it's one word, Bandy. It's one word. It's called space time.
I said space time. I misspoke. I said space and time.
Yeah, well, I was only going by Huey's.
Yeah, I misspoke.
But it's neither here. It's neither here nor there. Space and time or space time, same.
No, it is
space time. I misspoke. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, Huey. It doesn't matter.
It does make a difference, Bandy.
But it doesn't.
Space and time are two separate things, whereas space time is one thing.
Well, you know what? Gravity still hasn't got a cause.
You just asked, and we told you it was the warping of space-time.
Warping of space-time is the cause of mass attracting mass.
Yep.
How? How does the bending of space-time?
Because it causes gravitational wells that cause the other masses to attract to each other. Because
gravitational wells. So all these little holes.
Because it gets caught in what's known as the bending of space-time.
So I'm not standing on the floor. I'm standing in a well.
Years ago. This is nothing new.
All right. So I'm not standing on the floor. I'm standing on a well. In a well. Is that what you're saying?
What? Are you as big as the planet?
Me?
Yeah.
What do I got to be as big as the planet for?
Because, okay, something the size of you is not big enough.
What do you mean?
To make that bend.
I've got gravity.
No, you're affected by gravity.
No, I've got gravity.
Yeah, but it's the effect of gravity that causes you to have the gravity.
No, I'm the cause of gravity too.
He does have gravity. He's right.
There you go. Thank you once again.
It's insignificant.
No, it doesn't make any difference. It's just no. My gravity is exactly the same as anyone else's or anything else's gravity. It's exactly
insignificant to the gravitational pull of the Earth.
Well, my gravity is exactly the same. My force is exactly the same.
The greater the mass of the object, the greater the attraction.
Well, because I have less mass, I may have less of a gravity petrol tank.
This is why it was so difficult for Cavendish to isolate his experiment.
But Cavendish doesn't isolate anything. Cavendish was just...
Yeah, he had to isolate his objects from the...
Yeah, that was just an old pig shed in the middle of a paddock, and it doesn't prove anything.
That's not an objection.
If you're gonna objection, come on. It was in a pig shed. Oh, pig shed. Well, it could have been an abattoir. I don't know. It was in the middle of nowhere. She was probably more likely shearing, actually. You get the shearing sheds more in the middle of nowhere, don't you?
Yeah.
Bloody hot stinking places.
That's why I had to set them up on a torsion bar to measure.
A torsion bar. Cavendish is just so ridiculed with floors.
Yeah, by flat earthers it is. Yeah, it is.
Well,
yes, it's ridiculed by the flat earthers. It is done by science students everywhere every year.
Yes, maybe so. Doesn't make it accurate.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. You can't just say, yeah, it is.
How can you say it's not, Bandy?
Yeah, it is,
you prove that it's not.
Because A, the Cavendish experiments, most of them are done in pretty non-hygienic conditions. Let's just put it that way.
That's not true. They've done it in a vacuum.
They don't do it in a vacuum every single day. No, they don't.
No,
have
he
to do it
said
every single
they
day,
have
don't
done
they?
it.
That's just bollocks. They don't do it every
Bandy,
single
Bandy,
day.
stop.
Come on.
Bandy, stop for a minute. You didn't even hear what he said. He said they have done it in a vacuum. He didn't say they all did it in a vacuum.
Yeah, no,
He said
I did.
they have done it in a
I
vacuum
did.
chamber.
But vacuums and non-vacuums, all that sort of stuff. Jeez, come on. You've seen them out there. The best one going around is BM Furballs. I'll give him that every day of the week. Now, Cavendish needed BM Furball by his side, right? And it's still not accurate. And look at to the lengths that he went to, far better than what Cavendish did.
Cavendish took 2 years to make his observation.
I know. I've read the experiment from page 1 to page 64. Damn, I know it inside and out. And I know the extent. I know
do you? So what was the weight of his large balls?
The extensive lengths and all that sort of stuff that he went to account for any variables. It was actually very, very impressive.
How did he make the observation?
Oh, from a ways. From a ways. The little peephole.
Did he use a mini cam?
I don't think they had mini cams back then, Terry.
Oh, okay.
Something tells me they didn't have the old JVC pointing anywhere selfie.
The old black and white.
VHS. We had beta.
So how did he make the observation, Bandy?
I just told you.
I thought you read the book, Bandy.
It's not a book, Terry. It's a paper.
Anything longer than 1 page is technically a book.
Really?
We should read Sapio's, what's his name? The Book of the Sun.
Subi Fats.
Oh, mate, that's a fucking laugh.
Yeah, I saw that with his colouring in pictures.
Has he got a book out?
Yeah.
Called the Book of the Sun.
Oh, really?
Hasn't even got a picture of the sun in it.
Oh, well, maybe you're supposed to draw it in there. Maybe, I don't know. With your crayons, I don't know.
It's got like 20 different versions of the flat Earth map in it. It's like, pick one and stick with it, mate.
But why? Why is it so? It's such a bugbear that you need a map.
Well, how do you find your way to a place without a map?
Well, okay, where do you want to go, Dan? Where do you want to go?
I want to go from Sydney to Santiago.
Why do you want to go to Santiago?
Well, you just asked where I wanted to go.
I know. And can I ask a follow-up question? Why do you want to go to Santiago?
I've never been to Chile.
Yeah, neither have I. They've got a bit of uproar there at the moment. You see,
I don't care.
Little protests and stuff in the streets.
The food's great.
Apparently so, Huey. I don't know. I've never been. I went out with the chili and last.
How long ago did he do that sun one?
Last week.
Was it? I think Where's Wally did a video on it.
Yeah,
It might be easier to go to Wally.
Who's Wally?
Yeah, Where's Wally got a copy of the book.
Yeah, he said to have a bit of a peek on it and pick it out and see what you guys think about it.
It's all about networking.
Yeah.
Spreading the word, good and bad.
Bandy.
Yeah.
We haven't finished our conversation yet, have we, mate?
No, we can finish it. I'm ready to finish it.
You asked me where I wanted to go. I said Santiago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And I just went.
Because I've never been there before. So
cool.
How would I get there on a flat Earth?
Wow. You'd probably go to your travel agents would be a good start, I reckon. And you book a a flight,
So what's the
unless you're scared. Well, I see. This is the thing, damn. Like, have you ever travelled before?
Yes, I have.
Overseas. So, like, when you go down to the travel agent and you say you wanted to go to New York for a holiday, they went, yeah, cool, blah, blah, blah. Was your next question, did you say, oh, how far away is that from here? You don't ask that. You just say, send me here.
Yeah, but you're not the travel agent, Bandy.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. We're playing travel agent.
Well, no, we're not playing travel agent. We're playing how would I get there without a map?
Well, I just told you. You go to a travel agent and you book a flight, and that's
what
how
if I didn't want to take a plane?
Well, I'm sure that you can get there by boat. I'm sure there's a way. There's boats everywhere. You can get a job on a container boat as a hand, maybe, or.
And then how long would it take me to get there, Bandy?
Well, that would depend on the size and the speed of the boat.
But what's the distance, Bandy? How far away is it?
Well,
and what direction would I be going to get to Santiago?
Well, that would depend too. Exactly the direction, because that would depend on weather conditions.
I need to know which map I'm using to get my directions.
What travelling routes you legally are able to take.
In other words, which shipping lanes I'm allowed to take.
Yeah, that's kind of what I just said, and stuff. So you got all these sorts of different considerations. So it depends on what mode and.
But I didn't ask what I had to take into consideration. I asked how do I get there.
Yeah, well, then I just told you the easiest way would be go to the travel agents
without using a map.
Yeah, well, you don't have to use a map if you go to the travel agents.
Okay, I'm taking my own boat with my own compass and my own sextant.
Oh, now you're moving the goalposts. Now you're throwing in boats, sextants, and compasses. You're taking that with you as well.
Yeah, well, I'm throwing in goalposts like you did because.
When did I throw in goalposts?
You have to pick the shipping lanes. You have to pick the time of year. You have to pick what boat you're going on. Whether it's a container ship, get a job on a container ship.
Well, you do all those sorts of things. You just asked me how would I do it.
And you keep dodging the question.
Well, I told you how you would do it. The easiest way would be go to the travel agent. But that'd be the easiest way.
But how would I know it's going in the right direction?
Well, you don't have to worry about it. If you've got faith, if you go to a reputable travel agency, I'm sure you'll get there. But don't go to one of these dodgy ones that you might see on Gumtree or stuff. I'll give you the hot tip. Go to a reputable one. You can get a pretty good deal.
Yeah, don't go to a flat earth travel agency.
Oh, Terry, come on.
Don't use Thomas Cook.
Oh, that's a backstab of that one.
They'll have you flying around in circles.
Thomas Cook. What's the one that people use here? Is it Jetstar or Jet Set or something?
That's a liner. Jetstar's an airliner.
Okay then.
Qantas.
Well, you could book directly with Qantas, or you could use Flight Centre.
Flight Centre, that's the one I was thinking about. Flight Centre.
Just ask the captain.
Yep.
Yeah. Captain.
Well, there you go, Dem. Flight Centre, that's the best one. You know it. Easiest way to get to Santiago.
No, but my question was, how do I get to Santiago without using a map?
You're not using a map if you go to a travel agent.
How does the plane get there without using a map?
Well, you don't have to worry about it, do you?
I do have to worry about my plane getting there if they don't have a map.
No, why are you worried about the plane getting there? The plane will get there.
Someone has to know how to get there. Someone has to know how to navigate it.
Well, the pilot.
Yeah, so how does a pilot get there?
Well, it will just point the plane in the right direction according to his map.
But how do I do it without a map?
You don't have to do it without a map.
How does he do it without a map?
Well, he needs a map. He's the pilot. He has to know where he's going.
But you asked me originally, before this conversation started, why do I need a map? And you just said the pilot needs a map to get me to my location.
Well, the pilot does. If he's going to another country, of course, he has to know which direction to point the plane.
Okay, you just debunked yourself.
No, I didn't. Because
you said, why do I need a map?
Because you don't need the map.
But you just said the pilot needs a map.
Yeah, that's not you.
But what if I was the pilot?
But you're not the pilot.
But what if I was?
But you're not.
But let's just say I am.
But we can't because we know
Why
that you're
not?
not. Because that's
Why
just a
not?
hypothetical. Now, if you were a
Yeah.
pilot, we could do that.
Okay, hypothetically, if I was a pilot, how would I get to Santiago if I didn't have a map?
Where did you do your flight lessons from?
That's irrelevant.
Well, it does. What sort of planes?
This is
do you
all
fly?
irrelevant.
What sort of planes do you fly?
Bandy,
Well, we've got to know.
Bandy,
Damn.
you're trolling.
No, I'm not trolling at all. These are valid, important questions that I need the answers
All right,
to.
I went to Parafield Air School.
Parafield.
Got my license using a twin turboprop plane.
Okay, then, yeah.
I then applied to Qantas to start learning how to fly airliners.
Yes.
After 3 years of training on airliners, I was allowed to do my first dual flight with a professional captain.
Oh, nice.
Then after that, after I racked up hundreds of hours of flight time with a captain, I then got my wings and was able to be the head of a flight control team.
Nice. Sounds like that's a lot of work to get there.
It is a lot of work to get there.
Yeah. You gotta appreciate people's dedication.
Okay, now I've got the job.
Responsibility.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Now I've got the job, right?
Yeah.
And I have to go from Sydney to Santiago.
Yep.
In a 747.
Yep.
Without a map.
Why would you do it without a map?
Okay, because you made the assertion. Why do we need maps?
No, I said you don't need a map.
Yeah, and now that I'm a pilot, after all my extensive training.
Oh, so now you okay then. All right.
How do I get there without a map?
We'll have a direction, won't we? All right.
But how do I know the direction without a map?
Well, because you've already got the direction of where it is. You can use.
How? Where did I get that direction from?
Well, from where they are. They know, and they know where they are. So they sent you the information where they are. So you knew where they were, so you could get there.
This is going nowhere.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Shuey.
Just like on a flat Earth map, if we're a pilot, we'll be just flying in circles.
Huey, you have just witnessed a goalpost being shifted over 3 states.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, come on.
Yeah, but is he using AFL goalpost or rugby league goalpost?
No, apparently they're rubber ones.
Rubber?
Yeah, because you can bend them at your will.
Bend them at my will.
Hey, England got through to the final. Can you believe that shit? They beat New Zealand, for crying out loud.
What people beat black people? What?
In the rugby, Huey?
Yeah, Rugby World Cup.
No way. They knocked New Zealand out.
Yeah. Astonishing, isn't it?
They were, well,
New Zealand were the favourites.
And South Africa.
South Africa beat, what was it? Scotland or Wales?
Wales.
Scotland beat, yeah. So the final is on Saturday. It's England versus South Africa.
South Africa.
And when's that? Next Saturday?
Africa. In no leaks and non-whites.
Yeah, Carl would be happy.
Crazy. I can't believe the Kiwis got done.
Yeah, they did. It's astonishing.
They must have had a white guy on the team.
They've won the last 2, haven't they, Huey?
Not sure.
I think they'll go for 3 in a row.
I'm probably paying more interest in it this year because it's in Japan.
Oh, okay then. They got through all the flooding, obviously, then the World Cup.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, it is us getting battered by the biggest typhoon ever, and all anyone cares about is whether the rugby's going to get cancelled.
Well, of course. Prioritise.
Yeah, don't worry about me getting.
No.
Yeah, no, I'll be all right. Don't worry about
it.
Just worry about whether the rugby's going to get cancelled.
Yeah.
They'd have to refund all the tickets if they did that.
Yeah, tragic, isn't it?
Looks like Part's got a fair hiding, though.
Yeah, we were all right. We had no damage, but it was scary. I'll tell you what.
What's a little bit of water to affect a football game?
Yeah, really. And not just a typhoon, we had an earthquake and 3 power cuts. It was quite a show.
Bloody hell.
Okay.
Happy days.
And I was thinking, what's next, Godzilla?
Godzilla.
I keep asking about Godzilla.
Who's in the what's in the rugby finals? Was
England and South Africa.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
England beat the All Blacks.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. I wouldn't have predicted that.
No
That
way.
was a shocker.
No way. If I was a gambling man, I would have put everything on New Zealand.
Oh,
Yeah,
bloody oath,
most people
yeah.
would.
And that's no disrespect to England, really.
No.
It's just what the Kiwis are. They're like
Yeah,
the
it's a back,
powerhouse.
yeah, the All Blacks. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a formidable side.
I don't know, they were just off. It's like they found their mojo, the Poms, when it came to the cricket World Cup, the One Day World Cup, when they won that. And then they lost their mojo when it came to the Ashes. Well, not really. It was a close Ashes, actually. It was well contested.
Yeah, well, there's a minute of silence.
Well, I can't add anything. I don't follow those type of sports.
No, I'm not a huge follower.
Yeah.
Just the basics.
I'm not really into the old cricket, but love me rugby.
Your league.
But Holden come first in the car race on Sunday, so that.
Oh yeah, that's the main point. Yeah.
What's the highlights of Bathurst there, Terry? It was pretty eventless for the majority of the race.
Not till the end.
Not up till the end. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's where all the action kind of happened. But actually, one thing I did see on the highlights is how they changed the brake pads now. They changed the whole thing, the disc and everything.
The road.
Yeah. And how quick do they do it?
It's a lot easier to do that than try to the other way.
It's all like push and play. Well, easier, but the way they've done it really is pretty crafty. Is that an Australian invention? That
I think it's just a method they figured out that worked out easier.
Okay.
That way they don't have to pull the piston back or anything like that.
How they pop out the brake pads? What do they do?
They don't. They don't pop the brake pads out. They just swap the whole system, and it's got a plug-in quick release system on the brake line.
Oh yeah, okay.
And they just plug it straight into the brake line, and away they go. The caliper's already got the pads already installed, bled, ready to go.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, John, to watch them do it. Like when I first saw it, like how quick they do it.
Yeah.
You know how long it used to take them to change a pair of pads.
Yeah, half an hour.
And then sometimes a guy put his foot on the fucking pedal and whatnot, and they have to pry them apart and stuff. But this, it would take maybe, I reckon,
As long as it takes to change all four wheels, it takes to change
fill up the tank.
And
which
fill up
is
the tank,
16 seconds. 16 seconds, but it's generally done quicker than that. Like I was going to say about 12 seconds. I think they had it all done. The one that I saw was about 12.
That's amazing.
But it's an impressive sight to actually to see it done and the way they worked it out. I was just wondering, Terry, yeah, it's just a natural development. They've worked out how to do things quicker, but is it first to be used on Australian soil, that sort of natural development, or is it a thing first come from the States or Europe? Do you know?
I think we've just developed it. I think.
Yeah, well, the big supercars, fast racing, not like in they got Grand Prix. That's a different scene, isn't it?
Yeah, but some of these things cross over from
another interesting
series
thing
to series.
they have bladders instead of tanks on the cars.
Yeah, for safety. Yeah, for a crash. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Kevlar. So instead of the tank being
I'm playing it now for you, Bandy.
Yeah. Look, that is.
I don't know what they're doing there. They're changing the rotor.
Yeah.
By taking the pads out, then changing the rotor. That was that system. Right.
Yeah.
Now we'll change it up back to the other system. Stop that. That's the old way. The other way now.
And I think it was 2 bolts. It's 2 bolts or something that holds the whole thing in. It's pretty nifty, actually. What's impressive now with those races, I thought, is the reliability of the cars. Like how many actually finish the race compared to how many starters. They're pretty impressive numbers.
So Bathurst is bringing in new development teams, like used to be Holland and Ford. Now it's all different makers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember, in the day it's just Holland and Ford. That's all it was.
Yeah. Well, not now. It can't be now because, well, we don't.
It's all gone to shit.
We don't have a Holden anymore.
Yeah.
It's all Chev. So.
Oh, the fact that it's going to be Mustang versus Camaro. It's like, well, it's not even Australian racing anymore.
Yeah, it's overseas built type thing. Not the old generic, Holden, Aussie made.
Well, it was bound to happen when they decided to pull the
best car in the world.
The subsidies.
Best car in the world, the old Holden.
Yeah.
You can drive it from Brisbane to Mount Isa, back up the Cairns, hot, cold, drive down Sydney, Melbourne, West Australia, and still be running.
Yeah. The old Valiant was the old P76 was a pretty good car too, John.
You mean the Leyland P76?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a boat.
Yeah, it was a boat on wheels, but man, that reliable, and the engine.
Hey, just change yours should be right.
That bloody Hemming, I can just go forever and grunt.
We get a lot of car rallies up here, and on Sunday we had about 10 big Yank tanks, the old left-hand drive.
Yeah.
and they had the big flares at the back, that big chrome
Yeah.
bumper bars. They're the size of fucking aircraft carrier. Take up 2 car spots. Yeah, oh, they're huge.
Dude.
Yeah.
But from the old Chevs and old Lincolns and stuff like that.
Yeah. I was going to come back and grab my camera and take a photo.
Yeah, you should have.
Out Blackbutt. They come up here every month or so to car run. Just drive the classic cars and stuff like that. Yeah, the steering wheel is the size of fucking captain's fucking the old steering wheel in the boat. Yeah. Classic.
I had an old FJ, John. It's 18 or 19. And it was a cherry. It was a cherry colour, dark cherry colour. And that was like a boat on wheels. That was the worst car to drive. It really was. It was the worst car to drive. Back in the day, I thought my shit didn't stink driving that thing around. Had a nice paint job, nice set of mags, had a nice interior, had a tape deck in it, and whatnot. I'd be cruising around, right? And it was all right going at about 5 kilometres an hour. Any faster than that, go around a corner, mate, you're like, oh my God, the wrong side of the road. Oh. And the brakes were woeful in it. It had drum brakes. There was drum brakes in it,
yeah.
And
the old asbestos drum brakes.
Oh yeah, and they were cable. I mean, you'd have to adjust them because you'd always have one tire always locking up. Right? You'd be in there all the time trying to fucking adjust something. So you'd adjust something here and affect something there. It's just like, oh my God. Yeah. End up getting rid of that thing. I got rid of that thing. And then I got a 260Z. Oh my God. It was chalk and cheese. That thing back in the day, until 2-seater with a T-top on it. Oh, that thing used to hammer. It was like a little racing car. I thought I was Ayrton Senna in that thing. I used to fly around everywhere. Oh, it was crazy. Had dark tinted windows on it.
Oh God.
And a sound system and stuff. Oh, it was cruise. In the summer, you'd have the T-top off. You cruise around with a fag hanging out your mouth. You don't stink. Oh, God.
You fucking tank top.
Back in the day, down the beach, mate. You go down the beach. Oh, man. God, that brings back some memories. Just thinking about that 260 Z in the summer with a long hair, my sunnies, fag hanging out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's my old surf days, mate.
Just sitting down at sunny side there with a half a dozen.
Cruising down south of Paradise, mate.
Oh man, a few spliffs, a few Scooby-Doos, happy days. Oh God, your mates and the chicks.
Yeah.
Man, we used to have so many bonfires and fires and stuff on the beach.
Oh yeah,
back then. This is in Port Phillip Bay too. This is like not out on the oceans or anything like that. This is in Port Phillip Bay, down southern parts around Mornington, Mount Eliza, Mount Martha, around there. The more cliffy parts of Port Phillip. But yeah, we were always having little bonfires and hanging out down there. Gee, it was good.
We used to have big bonfires up at Noosa and stuff like that. And now, fucking light up a match, you fucking get charged.
Yeah. God.
Mate.
Back in the day. Oh,
lovely
my
car,
God.
the 260, very nice car.
Little 260Z, Huey.
Yeah, lovely car.
Oh, man, that was a chick magnet too, that car. Chicks love that car for some strange reason.
Was it a straight 6 in that thing?
Yeah. And it was black. What I had was black.
If you didn't have a Sandman, you didn't get a chick, man.
They're worth a lot of money if you have one today in good nick.
Oh, now it's insane how much cars from back in the day when we had them, how much they're worth now, some of them. It's just like, oh my God, I had one of those.
Yeah.
I never had a Sandman though, John.
They're the racing, yeah.
No, I had a 1-tonner.
Yeah.
I had a one with both the tub and a tray.
Well, we used to call the Sandman the Brizzy-mobile.
No, yeah. What did you have? An orange one or a yellow one or the blue one?
No, I didn't have a Sandman. I just had the Falcon 500.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Falcon 500.
Yeah, put the boards on the racks. If
Yeah.
you had a Sandman, you're a fucking Brizzy.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, I never had that. I had a wagon, but not the Sandman.
I've still got a wagon.
You do. God, I tell you what, if you get a Sandman now, they'd be worth a fortune.
Oh, mate. Yeah, there's one going up on eBay. I think about close to $40,000. Yeah.
Even the Monaros.
Yeah.
Get a HQ GDS Monaro. They're 150.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Easy, 150.
Just for the shell, I think it's about 15,000.
And that's something that's the rust is holding it together, pretty much. Yeah. It's insane, the prices. But you need the shell for the compliance plate.
Yeah.
If nothing else, and build up from there.
Well, I'm going to get going now.
Oh,
Thanks
Huey.
for hosting.
Okay.
Thanks for hosting, Terry.
Easy, guys. Good chat with you, Huey.
Yeah, cheers.
Have a good one, man.
Steady as she goes.
So as she goes over that flat plane, enjoy your travels.
Over the curve.
Over the curve. Oh, God.
Oh, Bandy.
Oh, and what was this? I got a notification on my phone, Terry. What was this show in dedication to? Anything?
Oh, this one, it's sort of like just a basic after show, like whoever was on before.
Okay.
We usually just talk about any issues that come up or wasn't resolved from the show before.
0.22 grams. Tell me how gravity works.
What is this 0.22 grams?
Andy?
Yeah.
Did you hear what Terry just said?
0.22 grams.
No. Did you hear what Terry just said? What we do is we do an after show of shit that's already gone down. The shit that went down was someone talking about 0.22 of a gram.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's the 0.22 of a gram?
Oh, you're not in the know, are you, Bandy?
No, well, I wasn't amongst the mix.
Oh,
Well,
what do you think it's about?
I missed out too, Bandy.
Well, I haven't got like all day just to follow it these days. Damn. So I'm out of the loop.
Bandy, I know the story, and I went and got me fucking plaster cut off and a new one put on.
Yeah, but you're still in plaster.
Actually, no, I'm not.
You got a Mars boot on?
No, I've got fiberglass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, same. Fiberglass.
No, not same.
Same.
No, not same.
Same. Close enough. Same.
No.
Yep.
They make it out of real fiberglass, resin and matting and everything like normal fiberglass.
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
Yeah. See, same. Plaster fiberglass.
They don't use the resin and they don't use fiberglass matting?
It's pre-resonated fiberglass matting.
And how does it conform to the shape of your foot?
Well, they wet it, and then they wrap it around your foot.
But they put cotton wool between.
Hang on, I'll take a close-up photo of it and I'll post it on Discord for you, Terry.
They put the cotton wool between it.
No, first they put a sock type bandage over the area to be covered. Then they wrap it in a almost like Dacron fluffy stuff. Then they position whatever bone or whatever has to be moved into position. And they start wrapping around the flex joint of the bone and build that up and then go up the leg and then back down the leg. Right.
Hey.
Share.
How much longer you got that on for?
This one's 6 weeks.
This one?
Yeah. So okay. Had the operation on the 11th of September.
Yeah.
They put me in what's called a back slab, so it's not a full cast. That came off after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then I had the red one on. That went for 4 weeks. And the doctor said this one has to stay on for 6.
Okay.
But I've got a little sole that I put on it so I can actually weight bear.
Okay, then, yeah. So you're hobbling around now?
Not yet. Not allowed to for 24 hours.
24 hours. And then you can start up and about. Yeah.
Well, I can start basically like using crutches, putting the weight on the foot to go to the toilet or to go to the kitchen.
Yeah.
But that's as far as I can go.
But it'll get better and better slowly.
Did see that photo in Fair Suck, Terry?
Okay, I'll go over. Yeah, I've seen a photo over there.
Yeah, well, this is the close-up of the fiberglass.
Yeah.
So it's a fiberglass matting and it's got an adhesive on it.
Okay.
And then,
And
of course, all they do is
they wet it and they wet that.
Yeah, all they do is they wet it, then wrap it, and then it takes about 2 hours to dry.
Wow, my missus could have had that instead of what she's got. She just ended up with the normal padding.
Mars boot.
No, she had the wrapping with the normal cast.
Yep.
That what do you call it? White one, plaster cast stuff.
Yep.
But they did that twice because they had the swelling went down, so they had to cut that one off, and then they put another one on her, and then
to make it tight. Yeah.
Make it tighter, and then she eventually went to the Mars boot.
Yeah, after this plaster, I go to a Mars boot for a month or so.
Takes up, and her foot can take up to nearly 12 months to even get close to being healed properly. What she had done.
Yeah, well, mine's more about the tendons actually healing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yeah.
But your ankle will get stiff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, same but different.
Yeah. When you go to walk, you'll have the same problem as she did. You'll be walking flat-footed for a while until you start getting your ankle working again to walk properly.
Yeah. It's absolutely right, Terry.
But at least you'll be able to walk with a limp.
Yeah, I'll be able to walk like I used to with a fucking limp.
Yeah. Somebody said, "Oh, you still got that problem with your foot," and you go, "No, different problem, same limp."
Yeah, mine wasn't due to gravity though.
Well, it looks like we're slowing down a bit now. We might take a break for a little while.
4 quids, round up.
I don't know, what time is it in
Sign
our
off.
world? It's around our dinner time.
6 o'clock.
And it's early hours. It's early hours and everywhere else in the world, so they're all probably.
Oh.
We're the only ones awake at the moment. So our minds are fresh and ready to go, and
everyone's either going to sleep or about to wake up.
Yeah, and we can get them when they're half half, whatever you call it.
The second half of the 19th century was.
Oops.
Oops, I didn't do that.
That was me this time.
Okay. I was still looking for this bloody video to do with that brake change setups they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thought I
That's
found
amazing.
something it may. Okay, what's this one?
I remember watching it a couple of times.
Yeah, I was trying to find one to do with the actual brake part that they actually did. All I'm getting is wheels coming off and wheels going on.
Those brake cylinders would be close to red hot, wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, that's why they made this design, is so that they could. All they had to do was pull the clip, and the brake line would come out the back of the caliper.
Yeah.
And then because the disc and the brake caliper were attached to one whole system, the only thing that held it on was the wheel.
Yeah.
So the moment they disconnected that line, the whole thing just slid off the hub.
That's ingenious.
No, they've got to take 2 bolts off first, them. There's 2 bolts to hold it on, and they take the 2 bolts off, and then it slides off the whole
Yeah,
system.
they have to unbolt the caliper somehow.
Yeah, there's 2 bolts that actually hold the whole thing on, and that's it. But it's still impressive because
I'd have to go through the whole race to find it, because they're not showing a separate video for pit stops that I can actually just pull up and go here.
I thought I saw one at around lap 64 or 70.
I'll try to see if we can find V8 Supercars Bathurst. I'll look under highlights. There might be something. I've been trying all sorts of derivations of V8 Supercars Bathurst. For 2019, obviously.
Yeah.
This one only goes for 2 minutes. It's all just the racing. They're not showing any pit stop stuff. It was just fuel tyres and away they went. No, they're not showing you the actual. The rest of it's just laps, highlights. No, that's neat. So I wouldn't mind keeping it for myself if I can find it. Footage for it.
I've tried the old Bathurst online racing. Man, it's so difficult to race. These guys, know how to handle a car.
Yeah, I could too if I still had my steering wheel and pedals like I used to.
Yeah.
Oh, you do this with a steering wheel and pedal setup.
Yeah, I did. I did until the kids bloody wrecked the bloody steering wheel.
Yeah, I've got a game called Project Cars, and they've got the Bathurst.
Yeah, I like Project Cars.
Yeah, they've got the Bathurst there. And I've tried to, do their same sort of speeds.
Oh, yeah.
I spin out every fucking time.
The mechanics in Project Cars are the closest to realistic that you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go all right on the couple of the car racings. Got good graphics, good car handling control. Very realistic, but I need the steering wheel and pedals for it. Yeah.
I wanted to show you this brake we're.
Okay. Did I see that?
talking about. A couple of different.
You're not going to be able to hear it inside because the sound's not working for you guys, but outside they'll hear it.
Yeah.
Ways of doing this. This is the entire assembly. Now, these guys yesterday got this right down. Watch this. So you're talking about 15 seconds for a driver change. These people will change,
Bang.
look at this, the whole disc and caliper in probably
Bang.
about the same time, which is absolutely extraordinary. Now, full tank of fuel, about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Now,
we can
that's
see
all
the
very
guy
nice
stands
there.
up with the little
Well
rattle
done.
gun in his left
If that
hand.
does go wrong, I saw another
You
one.
can
Use
see it
this.
there, Terry.
Yesterday got just the entire assembly. Now, these
All right.
guys yesterday
Wheel
got
comes
this.
off.
Now the other guy's in there now already.
Yeah, and he's got a little
Right down, watch this.
in his left
So you're talking
hand.
about
You look at
15
his
seconds
left
for a
hand when he
driver
stands
change.
up.
These
You
people
can see like a little cordless drill type of arrangement.
change. Look at this.
All right.
The
That's
whole
what he's using.
disc and
It's two tiny little bolts.
in probably about the same time,
You just can't
which is
see it because
absolutely
it's been blocked
extraordinary.
out.
Now, full tank of
So you
fuel.
watch him. Okay, now slow it down, and you'll see in his left
He got
hand.
something in his hand.
Yeah, there's a cordless drill.
About 30
See what
seconds.
going? See it?
There you go. Yeah, we
There you
see
go. Yeah. It's like a little tech gun or something like that. That's what it is. So there's two little bolts. They go bang,
Now,
bang,
that's all very
undo
nice there.
those.
Well
They
done.
pull off the rotor
Yeah.
and calipers and everything, put on the new ones. He zips them back up.
One. There might be only one bolt because you can have it on a pivot.
Or might be. Yeah, it might be. I'm not exactly sure, but there's at least one.
Yeah, they have to be
I'm
a bolt.
sure when they did it though, Terry, the commentators actually said
We're
was
talking
two
about
bolts.
a couple of different ways of doing this. This is the entire assembly. Now, these guys yesterday
Pretty sure.
got this right down. Watch this. So you're talking about 15 seconds for a driver change. These people will change, look at this, the whole disc and caliper in probably
if you can hear
about
it on your
the
end.
same time, which is absolutely extraordinary. Now, full tank of fuel.
Yeah, he doesn't actually say the detail of that, but there is another. There is other footage of when they did it, but I think it's behind the scenes, like in the garage where they show it, like a different way of doing it. I don't think this has got.
What did you Google? What did you YouTube to find that bit of footage? Where did that come from?
I don't know. John just looked on Super. Not John. True Blue. Looked under supercars.com.
Oh, it was True Blue that put it there. Oh, okay then. Yep. Yeah. Thanks, True.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where we'd find that. But I know they did another explanation of it, but I think it's in the garage type of thing.
Squeeze that device. You see the two guys looking at each other? Sorry, mate.
That's the old way.
There you go. Manoeuvre the disc in at an angle. Pads back in.
Yeah, that's the
Clip
old way.
done up.
Yeah.
Wheel on. Very nice.
How many seconds longer do you reckon that took?
Oh, it's a fair few, isn't it?
Okay, we'll go back. We'll go back to where he takes the wheel off.
I think he's doing it in at least half the time. Maybe even a quarter.
Right, here we go.
Good. Okay. Wheel off.
Wheel off.
Unclip the back of the caliper that holds the paddings. They squeeze that device. You see the two guys looking at each other? Sorry, mate.
Stay off the brake for me, mate. We're doing
There you go. Manoeuvre the disc in at an angle. Pads back in. Clip done up. Wheel on. Very nice.
Yeah, a bit fiddly to get the clip back in.
Okay, pump the pedal.
Now remember, that's probably about 350 degrees.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to time those two videos, wouldn't it?
But there's a bit of difference here, though, Terry.
Yeah, because they got complications with the fiddling to get the rotor out, and then having to clip the clips in and unclip the clips and push the pads back and.
Yeah, but if you've seen how they do it, the pads come in from the back of the caliper. Okay, on those supercar brakes, the back of the caliper is open. So all they do is pull the pin, spread them, and then they pull them out from the rear. And then you're free to move the disc.
Yeah. Well, I've taken out brakes without bleeding. Just take the pads out and straight back in. So that there's no, you're not disconnecting the line. You're only disconnecting the brake.
Yeah, does it take longer to disconnect the line, pull out the 2 bolts, then have to put the 2 bolts back in and put the line back on, compared to just pulling out 2 pads and replacing the rotor and putting the pads back in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No bleeding at all.
Yeah, that's right. Because you've already spread the pads.
Yeah, well, then you don't need to bleed.
It's
Yeah,
heaps
exactly.
quicker
You
doing
just
it
need to
the
pump
new
it
way.
up.
It's heaps quicker doing it the new way, replacing the whole thing.
No, they have to. They have to have a secondary brake fluid reservoir for that full caliper change.
There'd be a chance of like a complete sealed system would have to be bled. The calipers are already pre-bled before they put them back on the car.
Mm.
So when they disconnect it from the line, the fluid's
Yeah.
still there. So there's no air going to get back into the system there.
Yeah, but the thing is, if the brake fluid in the car is hotter than the brake fluid in the caliper, that's when you're going to have an equilibrium problem.
Mm.
So you still have to pump the brakes to get the pads to grip.
Yeah, they do still have to pump the pedals.
Yeah, you got to always pump. You got to always pump them, but
Yeah.
it's still you're saving 10 to 15 seconds at least doing it the new way.
Are you sure?
Yeah, easy, Dem, easy. You're saving at least 10 seconds doing it the new way. Just 2 bolts, unclip, bang, bang.
Yeah, I don't think you're unclipping the brake line. You just
Yeah, there's a little brake line hanging off the caliper.
Yeah, it's just like a compressor hose type of connection. It's just a quick connect, bang, bang.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So they just so they've got one. Well, they've got 2 bolts. They've got at least 1 bolt, but they're taking off 2 bolts. Take off the whole system after they quick release it. Put on the new one. 2 bolts. Click in. Tires on. Away. And they do that in total in about 12 seconds. All that. Because it takes a tank of fuel at least 4 seconds longer. About 16 seconds a car when they're filling up at the pit stops. Doing it the old way, they were waiting for the pads to be put on.
Yeah.
The car would be filled up heaps quicker than what you could change the pads.
The old plug and play, eh?
That's what everything is now, John. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just plug and play. Away you go. Well, the quick flex plumbing fittings and stuff. It's all just clip, plug and play stuff.
You don't use copper anymore, mate.
Well, it depends, but the nylon systems are better, or there's less knocking and stuff to contend with as well.
I've sort of seen some horror stories like with the new system. Instead of using the copper, that nylon or what you're using now.
Yeah.
It degrades.
With it what? Sorry.
Those new what was it? Plastic. What
Yeah, the nylon
Yeah.
piping and fittings and stuff, the plug and play stuff.
Yeah.
Clip, push.
Yeah. Degrade over time.
No. No. Everything degrades over time. Nothing does it not degrade over time. I think the nylon's better, personally. I do. Over time. Depending. You get people mucking around with the copper, they put wrong sorts of brackets on them. Right, they're mixing the metals up straight away. That's one of the biggest causes for the corrosion on copper pipes and stuff.
Wrong fluxing.
Yeah, well, that sort of stuff. Well, even the brackets, instead of using copper brackets and stuff, they use them. I don't know, some other steel, tin, whatever it is. And straight away, you got the two different metals there, and they got corrosive sort of attributes to one another. It's kind of the way metal works a little bit. But,
okay, we'll finish up now. Thanks everyone for dropping by. It was just a little bit of a slow one today, but we did have a little bit of excitement there earlier. So thanks everyone. Thanks again, everyone.
Yeah, all right.
Bye, everybody.
Later,
Bye.
everyone.
Ciao.